You can still
Okay.
talk about it,
Okay, and then I put it in this, and that's what compresses it.
Nice, nice. That shit is some good shit. Happy New Year, motherfuckers. It's 2023 now.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got my drink over here. Cheers to all you guys out there. If you drink or not, I don't drink no more. I smoke though.
What do you what kind of beverage was that? Lemonade?
Pretty much. It's like one of them Starburst things. Strawberry Starburst. Pink
Oh,
Starburst. But yeah, so we're gonna talk some horror, some stuff that came out this year, random things. Anybody that does eventually pop into this chat, if you do, let me know if you want to join the live with us and I'll send you a link. But really quick, got an intro from my boy Mick. He sent a shout out. I was like, you know what, Mick, I'm gonna make this the intro. So
nice.
pull this up real quick and let's get into the show.
New Year's Eve. Best time of year. Starting fresh. Starting new. Nothing old seeping in. Except, of course, for Horror with Sir Sturdy. Been around such a long time, it's just got to be an institution. Got to stick with it. The scene snobs love them. It's probably the best horror podcast I've ever listened to. Love you, Sturdy. Congratulations on 5 years. We're so happy for you. Now leave me alone. Happy New Year.
He said, "No, leave me alone."
Love those guys over on the Scene Snobs. Big shout out to them. Make sure you check out their podcast. An awesome fucking podcast. Do some dope shit on there. I'm on there a lot. You would enjoy it. You would definitely.
No,
enjoy
they do just movies in general, or
all kinds of stuff. Honestly, movies. Like they have a show they started a couple months ago now. They do on Friday mornings from 7 to 10 a.m.
Oh,
morning show
on
YouTube, Facebook. It's fun. It's funny. And anytime they swear, they donate money to a jar because at a certain point they're going to donate that money to a charity on that show.
Oh
wow! Then they have a podcast they do every Tuesday. They do a lot of shit, Joe. They do a lot of dope shit.
Are they like East Coast or those?
Yeah, they're in
Canadian friends.
Virginia. Yep.
Nice.
There's some awesome. Definitely go check out the Scene Snobs and
yeah, baby, believe it.
Yes, we're here. We're here, and this is actually how the first episode started with me and this fool over here. About 5 years ago.
Yep.
More or less, a little more.
And it was just audio back then, right?
Yeah, and technically, I mean, we did it. I think we recorded maybe because I remember I had like a few in the bank. I think I dropped it the first, but we recorded it way before.
Yeah, I think you dropped a few at one time.
Yeah, but anyway, we're here now, 5-year anniversary, and shit, this is. I'm 37 now. This is fucking like 35 years. 32 years of watching horror movies.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking time. That's a long fucking time. And just like, yeah, you could say watching movies in general, but watching movies in general.
Yeah.
Was probably longer 2 years, but I feel like as far as really paying attention, I think I was around like 5 years old and I really started like sitting down and watching a full movie without running around and shit. And
yeah, when you can like pay attention.
Yeah.
But the cool thing with horror is like you'll just like a comedy or just your run of the mill movie as a child, you'll forget, but you don't forget the first time you watched Creep Show or Night Return of the Living Dead, stuff like that. You don't forget.
Never. I mean? You don't forget the time that and it may have been the first time you watched Creep Show that you're watching, Thanks for the Ride, Lady the Hitchhiker, Creep Show Part 2.
Yeah.
And you're at your Aunt Beth Ann's house and you damn near shit yourself until you have, I don't remember who walked me to the bathroom, but yeah.
It wasn't Aunt Beth.
No, hell no. Hell no. You see, I'm still here. I'm not just waking up in 2023 from a coma. But nah, that was back in the days, like when I got into it. Probably similar with you. Well, maybe a little different because you said your aunt kind of got you into it. But for me, it was.
Well, no, not necessarily. That was just that one particular.
I'm gonna feel like this. You know how you already know you yourself have said over the years, Lewis women don't play.
They don't.
So just imagine.
I know. I referred to them as a warrior class of woman,
You did.
and I mean that in the most respectful way.
This man is 37 years old and is still afraid of those women.
You don't disrespect a Lewis
don't.
woman.
You don't want them to rally together.
Nah. That's like did you see Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Remember that island she came from where all the women there were warriors?
That's where they came from.
That's where they got the idea.
Got it from the Lewis women.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But
and anyway, I mean that respectively.
It was, whoever's house we were at was don't wake up whoever's mom that is, because it's not going to be a good night for any of us. And if you were there, you would have got it too, Henry. You already know this.
Yeah.
They fucking hand out spankings like they hand out hugs. Yeah. So, like, what we would do, we would all camp out like in a living room, watch these movies, and I would be scared, damn near scared shitless. Go to the bathroom, come back, but I'd still want to come back for more. Like, that's the one thing I could say about horror is like there's just something about it.
It'll scare you, but it'll pique your interest. Like for me, the movies I loved the most as an adult were the ones that scared me the most as a child.
See, that's a good one. That's right there. There's not too many. I'm not sure what else. Like Creepshow, for whatever reason, Creepshow 2 just really stands out. That scared me as a kid.
Yeah, I think that's a lot. That goes for a lot of people our age. Because it came out in what, 89?
Maybe. I couldn't even. I mean, I could Google it.
Late 80s, early 90s. And then I myself probably didn't even see it until 93, 94.
Mm-hmm. 87.
87. There you go.
You were 2 years old. Came out. 2.
So yeah, what was your favorite movie of the year? What would you say is your movie of 2022?
As far as movies that came out in 2022?
Yeah.
Good fucking question. That because there's some good shit that came out. All
right. Your top and your least favorite.
Ooh.
I think we both have the same least favorite.
Least favorite is Scream by far.
Oh,
it was horror. You already know how I feel about the Scream franchise, and I thought that movie fucking sucked. We reviewed it earlier this year. I believe I gave that like a 3.
I was listening to that one.
And if I watch it again, I'll probably give it a worse rating. I am gonna watch the next one because I'm invested. I started with the first 5. I might as well watch the next however many.
You might as well. Yeah.
And I'm gonna review it and talk about it and all that other shit. But that may be my worst one of the year that came out this year.
Out of all the movies, that's the worst one that
I can think of. Because I've seen, because the thing is, from doing the pod, I've seen so much.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I'm even getting mixed up to the point of what came out this year and what didn't.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of movies that I've watched for the first time this year. Like a lot of horror movies I watched for the first time this year that didn't come out this year. That even came out maybe in the 80s. I'm just like, oh, whoa, this is a fucking gem. Or, gosh, this sucks.
Yeah,
but so for best 2020, oh fuck, I almost want to say Terrifier, but at the same time, I'm gonna have to say I have a double-ish because I put them as kind of one story, and that's Pearl X. I really fucking enjoyed.
I didn't finish Pearl.
Because you didn't like it, or
not just like I normally don't start movies until late, anyways. You know what I mean? Because of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't. I will finish it. I'm probably just gonna wait until all 3 come out on DVD.
Yeah,
and then
that's that right there. What you just said is the reason why I don't own Pearl or X. I'm waiting for the Maxine to come out, and I just want to get that Blu-ray box set.
Does that have a release date?
It does not. It's not even out in theater. I didn't even hear when it's coming out in theaters yet.
But it is happening. Yeah, it's called Maxine.
Yep, it is happening.
Right.
Yep.
So,
and I can't wait. Speaking of which, well, really quick. So, yeah. So for me, it was Scream, and then like I said, I did it. I guess you could say I did a cheap Pearl and X, kind of just because of one story.
Yeah.
But what was your best and worst of 2022?
Worst, Halloween Ends.
You know what?
I was shocked. I thought you were going to say that.
You know what? I'm with you on that. Scream is just above it as far as it was a tiny bit better, but Halloween Ends, I think it was so bad I just put that shit out of my mind. I forgot I fucking watched that shit. Let's talk about that. Let's fucking know. Let's
Yeah.
we haven't got a chance to yet. That shit was fucking terrible.
Good. Like A for effort, but
Nah.
it just you know how I like to say, like they had all the puzzle pieces to the puzzle, but they didn't put it together correctly.
Yeah, here's
the
thing. We had this discussion.
Yeah, if they had introduced, well, I don't even remember what the hell the guy's name was.
Corey.
I was gonna say Chris, but if they introduced him in the first one, like in any way, shape, or form,
or even I'll even accept the second one.
Yeah, even that. But you had the main character of the movie, and this was a trilogy. Like we knew from the first movie that it was going to be a trilogy, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It was almost like they just decided at the very last minute. Like, how did they not have all 3 scripts done? You know what I mean? Or at least like I don't even know how the process of all that stuff, but I mean, if you're gonna plan out a trilogy, I would assume you're planned out a story. Like when I did the Terrifier panel, when they announced the second one, and he already said, Damon, he said that it's gonna be a trilogy. You know what I mean? And you already know that dude. He probably already has a 4th one in the bank. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was just poor execution.
It was poor execution. It was just that was the definition of a fucking money grab right there. That was we have the diehard fans of Halloween. We have the diehard fans of Halloween. Then we have the diehard horror fans, which I'll say I'm more of a diehard horror fan than a diehard Halloween fan. Don't get me wrong, I really do enjoy the movies, but I don't consider myself a diehard Halloween fan.
Me either.
But I am a diehard horror fan. Like, it's a horror film. I've seen all the other ones. I'm like, I gotta see this.
I think the franchise, the Halloween franchise, it's very polarizing in itself. Just the whole, you know what I mean? Like the top 3, like Freddy, Jason, and Michael. I think Jason and Michael, probably Jason more so than Freddy, has the most solid franchise story.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, as much as I love Nightmare on Elm Street, you know, I would still say that Friday the 13th has more of a solid story for the franchise. Like with Nightmare on Elm Street, there's like Freddy has 3 different origins throughout the whole series.
I mean, Friday the 13th has some switch ups and shit too here and there, but I get what you're saying though. I agree with it. And
yeah, like I feel like Halloween has in its franchise has more movies that fans of the franchise dislike than any of the other ones. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
You're right about that too. You're right about that. And I'm one of those people, like, even with the bad Halloween movies, besides the worst ones, besides fucking Halloween Ends, Halloween Resurrection, and Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie remake.
Yeah.
The ones aren't that bad. Like, they're not the greatest, but even, like, I know a lot of people hate 4 and 5, and some even hate 6. They're not that bad. They don't bother me. 4 and 5.
I was watching a YouTube video a while back where this girl was, when Halloween Ends came out, and she made a good point. She was saying how a lot of the fans, I guess myself included, are a fan of Michael Myers more than they're a fan of the Halloween franchise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, but the Halloween story isn't bad, and I think where excuse me, I think where the 2018 version may have slipped and made a mistake. It could be wrong. But what kind of ruffled some feathers with some fans is when they said that they weren't siblings, they weren't brother and sister. Because remember how that was like a big thing in part 2.
Yeah.
I know that bothered a lot of people. I'm not gonna say it like really killed it, but I know that bothered a lot of people.
At least they addressed it though.
Yeah, and the reason why I say that, because I remember having a conversation with Puerto Rican Chris and I think James actually, they were pissed about it in a sense because they're like, then why the fuck is he chasing her? Why is he after her if he's not like trying to kill his bloodline or his family anymore?
Right.
You know what I mean? You kind of pull that away. My argument to that was just to shoot at some bail. I was like, well,
She was the one that got away.
Well, no, not only that, I was like in part one, I was like in the original in part one, that was never mentioned. That wasn't mentioned until part two about them being related. So,
that was a big twist. That was not necessary. It just could have been.
And
wanted to finish what he started.
From 2018 goes from part 1 to 2018 to the other two, which honestly, like the way those 3 films came out was like from best to worst.
Yeah,
because I wasn't crazy about kills either. It was better than Ends, but it was like Now the first one though, that shit was pretty dope. I'm not gonna front.
I remember the first trailer for it, and I was on board when Michael reached over the stall and dropped the teeth.
Mm-hmm.
That was in. I'm like, I'm in. I'm done. Whatever.
Matter of fact, for the 2018 one, I believe I was just leaving a con to go see it, and I left to go grocery shopping. Because I remember calling you, and you were just getting ready to go grocery shopping, and then you were going to see the movie after. It's like it was like a weird thing. It was like a weird thing. We were both going to do the same shit, or just
yeah. Because I mean, you were here, so you like the grocery store and the movie theater and my house are all within a mile.
Yeah, because we were just coming back from Scaricon when it wasn't the year it was in Rochester. It was the year before that. It was the year before it was in Rochester.
Yeah, because then I came out the next year.
Yeah, it was the year before it was in Rochester.
Yeah,
and we were talking like on the way home because we were talking about it, and we went to the one at Viaport, Rotterdam. Well, you just want to go see it? Like, yeah, why not? And then I think you were going to see it like right once we were going, but when we were leaving, you were going to see it because we were going to go grocery shopping. You guys just finished grocery shopping. We're going to go see the movie.
Yeah,
what it was, and it was weird because that wasn't even planned. I just like, yo, just watch Halloween. Yo, you need to go see it. Oh fuck, but yeah, Halloween Ends. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, it was my least favorite. I didn't hate it. You know, I mean,
I believe I gave that shit like a negative something. I hated that shit. That shit pissed me off. Oh, funny story. So with that one, right? When we left the theater, like you go outside the theater, there was an older lady there. She was like, "Did you guys just see Halloween Ends?" Like, yeah. She's like, "Didn't this suck?" We're like, yeah, it was terrible. She's like, "I'm so pissed off. I spent money on this stupid movie."
I'm glad that you texted me and told me because I was gonna see it in theaters and I'm glad you texted me and told me to don't bother, don't pay to see it.
Yo, because here's the thing, like the I'll say this: the kill they didn't need, but visually it looked really cool with the kid in the beginning.
Yeah,
I feel like after that, just because of the impact of the kill, the type of kill it was,
and it was an accident.
Yes, but the times you're saying the visual effects of it, I feel like that was like the high point of the movie.
Yeah.
Because that was like the high point of the movie for not only the visual effects for something like that, but also for emotion.
If the first 5 minutes of a movie is the best part of it, then somebody fucked up.
And I feel like even with the emotion could have been acted a lot better with the parents.
I honestly though, at the very least, they did say, even Jamie Lee Curtis said that it was going to be it's going to divide fans.
Yeah, but this, I don't know if it divided fans or if it united fans and divided fans from this fucking movie.
I think what they should what would have been if they went like the whole route of like the whole like how Quentin Tarantino does his movies, or like it's the beginning, or the beginning is technically the end, like that.
Mm-hmm.
If that whole story was just Laurie reading the book out loud
and it's showing it what's going on.
Yeah. Just think about it. She is the definition of a survivor. Laurie Strode, she is a survivor.
It could be her reading it. It could be like you listening to, like, say her grandchildren listening to the audio version of her reading it.
Right. Okay.
I'm just going with that because, like, say if it's, or it could be something that's studied in a college down the road.
Yeah, because she was a professor in H2O, right?
Yeah.
So if he was still a teacher,
that
you know what I mean?
That would be a fun way for them to tie H2O in without having to take too much from H2O. That some fans that really dig into it, like the deep nerds, are just
I liked H2O was the first one my Halloween movie I saw in theaters.
nice.
You know, mom paid for me and this girl to see it, and then just walked out. You know what I mean? To get us in.
So
but
okay. So for your Halloween movie rankings, what are your bottom 3? And like in order from worst to not worst.
Well, my favorite is the original.
Okay.
Followed by Rob Zombie's
First
remake. And the reason why I like it so much is the reason why a lot of people dislike it is because how in depth it goes into his past and his trauma and whatnot as a child. That kind of doesn't explain or justify how he ended up, but
I will say though, I do agree with you on that. Like I do enjoy that part of the story, but I will say not knowing anything is a lot scarier.
Right, and that's the thing I love about Michael Myers himself, not the Halloween thing, but just him himself, is he's not a dream demon like Freddy, or he's not a deadite like Jason, because he is a deadite. If you go by the Freddy versus Jason comic book, which I myself love, and it should be canon, but whatever. He's not a monster. He's a human.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what makes him scary.
Yeah.
You can't reason with him. You can't understand why he's doing what he's doing. Like why Freddy, we know why Freddy's Freddy, because he killed kids, and then parents burned him, came back. And then Jason, we know that. But with Michael, he just killed because he's fucked up.
As started as a kid, yeah.
Yeah. And he can take some shots. No homo.
He could. He was taking them bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll go really quick though. My worst 3 in order.
I didn't even say my worst 3. But I honestly I don't really have, because
you have to though. If you've seen them all right, I'll tell you mine.
I haven't.
Okay, I'll tell you mine.
Well, my H2. I didn't dislike Season of the Witch.
I love it now.
It was a movie. It was it was a good movie.
I'll say this. When I first seen it, which was back in the day as a kid when we used to rent them on VHS and try to go through and watch them all, I hated it because it had nothing to do with Michael Myers. I didn't understand why. Later on in life, on a Facebook horror group, someone was like talking about it. Like, we watched this movie as a standalone because Halloween was originally supposed to be an anthology, to where originally it was supposed to be just the first one and then a different story from 2 on.
Yeah, but people just wanted. Yeah.
So then that's why 3 didn't do so well. So when I learned about that and I watched 3 as just like its own movie, standalone, I was like, yo, this is actually a fun fucking like Halloween October-ish type of movie to watch.
Even if the premise.
Yeah.
It was original. It wasn't a slasher. It wasn't Exorcist ripoff. It wasn't a zombie movie. Any of that stuff. It was an original story.
So here's my thing. Here's my thing with Halloween 3, and then I'll tell you my worst ones.
Yeah.
Just because I'm speaking on Halloween 3. Why couldn't they do Halloween End like Halloween 3 with the fact of, let's say Corey does take over as the new Michael Myers, whatever, but let's say
when he continue that storyline.
Let's just once he takes the mask, he takes the power or whatever. That would have been better than what they did. That would have been better. It might not have been the greatest, but that would have been better than what they fucking did.
Yeah, but then that
because I'm always if you have like the silver shamrock type of tie to it.
So you're saying if the mask was a shamrock mask?
Yeah.
And then whoever wore the mask
is the one who was doing the killings and all this other stuff, and that's how you think Michael's always surviving.
Okay.
Maybe let's just say for whatever reason, just for shits and giggles, because he always dressed the same. For whatever reason, he gets the same gear every single time. For whatever reason, even if it's like programmed for him to go to one spot and get the gear, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, just like with the mask, like the movie The Mask, Jim Carrey. when you put the mask on, then you are that.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
It's the same idea. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah. No work.
that could work. It doesn't sound the greatest. Doesn't sound the most
Sounds
fun.
better than what we had.
It sounds better than what we had. It sounds way better than what we had. Because then it's like that. You could find it at the end. Like, say he's dead. He's looking down. And you see Silver Shamrock.
That it was a silver shamrock mask.
Really?
You didn't see that picture where it was zoomed in? Hold on. Can you still see me?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. How do I do this? I gotta open another window.
You should be able. You should be good because you're not on your phone. You're on your computer.
Okay. Just give me a second here.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. But anyway, let me tell you my my bottom three. Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie one. Halloween Ends, and then Halloween Resurrection. I actually rewatched Halloween 2 and Halloween.
I didn't see Resurrection. That was the one with Bust a Bus, right?
Yeah, that was the one that was like a reality type of show, reality type of thing they were doing. And like when I first watched it, I hated it. But going back and rewatching it, especially comparing it to fucking Ends and the other one, I was like, you know what? I see. It didn't. I guess it didn't pull off what they wanted to pull off, but I can see what they were trying to do here. Even more so now being a podcaster, it's like I can see what they were trying to do, like a little fun thing, or they're going to the Myers house, you know, trying to do some fake scary shit, but then ended up being some real shit.
It was a good premise, but
it just didn't deliver. It just didn't deliver. I'd rather, honestly, I wish they would have had more of a serious tone and better actors for that.
I mean, knowing that Busta Rhymes in it made me not want to see it. Well, in the trailer, didn't he like karate kick him in the trailer or some shit like that?
I'll say this to you though, it's worth a one-time watch, even if it's just to talk shit about it, just to say you've seen it. It's worth a one-time watch. I'd say check it out at least, just to say you fucking But so yeah, so like I said, Halloween 2. The Rob Zombie one, then Halloween Ends, and then Resurrection are my worst three. Favorites are too hard. Favorites are too hard for me because I don't know if it's the original or the Rob Zombie one or the 2018 one. Honestly,
like
all three of those
going with the original. For me, it just I just love that the soundtrack.
That
it just builds like it gives you anxiety.
That soundtrack, honestly, out of the big three, Jason, Michael, Freddy, that's probably the best one, hands down.
Yeah. The soundtrack the soundtrack for Nightmare on Elm Street. There's no official.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like with Jason, you have the Kiki Mama, you know, and then you have like the real high pitched sounds.
Yep.
And then obviously the Halloween theme, but for Freddy, you just don't. If anything, you have his laugh. That's probably like the only sound that's like synonymous with Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, that's true.
But so what we say? All right, so
okay, so what was your best? So my best movie I said was Pearl and X.
Pearl.
That's what I'm thinking right now, just because like overall with. Not just the visuals of it, but just the craziness of the fucking stories, the twistedness of it, like that. Just like it wasn't just a slasher. It was so much more than just a slasher. It was like this crazy, weird, fucked up, beautiful story in a way where you can see why she turned out the way she did.
Right,
like she was brought up and shit. And you're just like, holy shit, that's fucking.
Wild. I got up to the part and she was dry humping the scarecrow.
Yeah, it gets.
That's like what 20 minutes in.
So
I didn't get far at all. I enjoyed Scream because I enjoyed it. I didn't like the ending; it was too cliche. But the Scream franchise in itself is cliche. It only needed one movie, in my opinion. The first one, that's all it needed. But honestly,
Chris, Happy New Year, man.
What's up, Chris? But my favorite movie this year.
Really? Really?
It was a guilty pleasure movie.
Oh man, it was. You know what? It was a fun. It wasn't my favorite. I think
I didn't see a lot of movies this year.
Okay.
Well, movies that came out, I did see it quite a few, I guess, but you know me, I watch the same movie over and over. But
Yeah, same here.
I Terrifier 2 is kind of like in its own territory. I feel like Terrifier 2 was more of an event than it was a movie, if that makes any sense. For me.
I can see what you're saying with that.
Because of the hype, and for you and I, like the personal involvement we have with it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm not saying that we know the people, you know, like we're friends with them or anything, but
no, just that con experience and them announcing that, like
we were there the night they announced it. Like we knew before everyone in that room knew before anyone else in the world.
Because I was sitting on the side, you were doing the panel because I think I just finished up a panel and got there just before you got started with that one.
Yeah, so that's why like Terrifier 2 for me was more than just a movie.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love it. I love Leatherface. I love the side characters. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right. But what about Sally though? We got to talk about that.
Not necessary.
And like it made no sense to me because like unlike Michael, he wasn't chasing Sally through each of the Chainsaw movies. Which
no, and she was only in one movie.
Yeah, the first
one. She had a I'm sorry, she had a cameo in I think New Generation. I think she had a cameo.
I can't even remember.
Yeah. I didn't see Barbarian yet, Chris. I heard good things about it. I'm still waiting to see that.
Both fucking phenomenal choices. Like that's an easy coin toss. Yo, Barbarian. I'm gonna tell you like that. Yo, wait till I say watch that when you're awake enough to watch it, when you can just sit down and watch it all at once.
Is that the one with Skarsgård?
Yeah. Yes.
And Justin Long.
Yep.
See, I like Justin. I love Justin Long because for what he's done in like comedies.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see him in a horror movie, I'm like, you know,
he's not bad in horror though.
No, I'm just saying like for me, it like changes the tone. Like I'm gonna wait for him to say something funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but you'll see.
Great actor.
I think you'll still enjoy the movie, especially for what it is. Like once you're watching it, there's a lot of oh shit moments. There's a lot of oh shit moments. Very, very definitely worth the fucking watch. Like that's.
Did you see that in theaters?
Yes.
Was it worth it?
Hell yes. And here's the dope part of it. And I want to try to go into movies blind more next year. The
internet fucked everything up.
I don't remember seeing a trailer for that movie, right?
When I thought Nope. I think it was.
I never seen Nope. I didn't watch Nope yet. I need to though. But anyway, what I was saying is
don't pay to see it.
What was I just saying? Oh,
God damn it. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah, Violent Christmas was awesome, man. Violent Christmas was we actually reviewed that on Popcorn and Pints earlier. We reviewed that and Sausage Party. Called the episode Violent Sausage Party, actually. But yeah, Violent Christmas, that was a fun, gory fucking movie. I wish that I wish they actually started a little bit sooner.
What was that?
Oh, Violent Christmas.
Nope was okay. Yeah, Nope was okay.
Saying that, talking about the movie Violent Christmas. That was
dude from
Stranger Things. Yeah, that's a fun one. That's a fun action movie.
Okay.
Fucking Christmas. Yo, here's a fun Christmas movie. Like this is my favorite horror Christmas movie as of right now.
Gremlins.
No, not Gremlins. It's called Christmas Bloody Christmas. Gremlins is in a different type of category. That's like a different nostalgic type of category that nothing touches. But this movie called Christmas Bloody Christmas that just came out this year.
Mhm.
Fucking picture Terminator, a Terminator Santa. It's ridiculous. It's fun. It's
Glowing
funny.
red eye, at least.
It's gory. It's fucking glowing green eyes, I believe.
Are there any light skinned people in it?
I think so.
All right, I'm in.
I think a girl might have taken her shoes off in it. I could be making that up just for you.
Speaking to the right demo.
I never
What's
seen
up?
you turn your head so fast in my life.
Huh?
Wait, what movie is that again? Watching this, was this live?
Yeah, like the movie Footloose. It's not what you think.
Henry, why are you just staring at the screen like that? Why are you getting so close? Shut up!
Quiet, woman.
Trying to see if there's any feet on the TV.
Well, yeah. Back to Texas Chainsaw.
The chainsaw kill on the bus.
I loved all the kills. I like what. So it was a direct sequel to the very first one, right?
Yeah,
It could have been better,
of course.
but it's like for me, it's like if you want a serious Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, you watch the first one, then you watch the Michael Bay ones.
2003.
Right, yeah. And then if you want the comedy, then you go to every other one, you know,
Which
Part 2, New Generation.
I never seen Part 3. Never seen Part 3 of that.
Of Texas.
Yeah. What's your really quick, because we're on these ones. What's your favorite one of this?
Of Texas Chainsaw?
Yeah.
2.
2003 for me.
Then you know what? Hold on. It depends on my mood. If I want to see gore, then I'll go to the Michael Bay trilogy. If I want goofy, funny, then I'll go Part 2. You know, Chop Top, that whole thing, Stretch.
Yeah.
And if I want nostalgia, then I'll watch the very first one. So it really just depends on my mood.
Not mad at that. See, I honestly say my favorite is the one from 2003.
2003. Yes, Dadpool, I think you are.
Yes, you are, man. You are. But hey,
Do you think, cuz?
Exactly. And this is the thing I love about these type of conversations. Like, yeah, we bust each other's balls, we talk shit, but at the end of the day, like,
It's all subjective.
Exactly. If there's a certain movie that you love that I hate and vice versa, it's like at the end it doesn't really matter. Yes, we'll hype those movies up, we'll talk shit about each other's movies, have fun with it, but
if a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie comes out, I'll see it.
oh, of course. Shit, if a Friday the 13th movie comes out again, a Halloween movie comes out again,
Right.
as bad as Halloween Ends was, if they made a fucking Halloween Begins tomorrow and it dropped this Friday, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
Because I fucking love horror. Like that's
right.
It's like a gift and a curse in a sense. It's almost like a gift and a curse because you'll just go out there and blindly watch anything. But you're going back to Barbarian, what I was saying though is I don't remember seeing a trailer for it at all. And then even with this movie, which was dope, and a lot of like horror group chats and like a lot of horror pages, people were just saying, "Yo, you gotta go see Barbarian." Nobody was spoiling it in the comments. They were like, and most people were like, "Yo, I don't remember." They're like, "I haven't seen a trailer for this. It's better just go in this movie blind." And that was like the first time in a long time. Actually, it's the first time that I can ever think of where I've seen so many people say the same thing about a movie like that.
Yeah,
and without spoiling it, they were just like,
which is rare.
Yeah.
But Dadpool 3D was better than New Generation.
I don't even remember what New Generation
and
was.
I don't remember much about 3D other than I didn't like it.
I know I didn't like 3D. Didn't we go see it together? Like me,
we did. Yeah.
Holy shit. And it was bad.
So yeah, that was my favorite of the year. It just it should have went a different route.
Story, definitely.
Story wise, it should have went a different route. I think it was a modern day premise.
Yeah,
Just like how I liked the Child's Play remake. I liked it. I didn't love it. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible.
mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. I watched it 3 times. It was a modernized version of the original story.
Okay, yeah.
I wouldn't even call it a remake. I just say it was a modernized version of it. But with Texas Chainsaw, there was a lot of callbacks to the original. But it was a modern. It was just the story. The story was a modern story. That, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate.
I'm not mad at that. Like, for me, that movie, the gore was fucking awesome. I cannot lie about that.
Yes, they did. But Chris, yes, they did. But I liked that they went with, everything with the kids' toys now these days. It's all high tech stuff, and then back then
it was battery operated, wind up shit. It was the shit that we grew up with and played with, and they modernized it, like you're saying. Like I get why. Like, I'm in the middle. I did enjoy it. I liked it a lot actually when I first seen it. But I haven't seen it. I only watched it the one time in theaters, and I loved it actually when I seen it. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys.
And I love Audrey Plaza, so
I got to go back and watch it. But I remember I wasn't that mad at it
I want another one. I want a sequel.
Yeah. And the new technology, and I started getting less and less mad at reboots, remakes, whatever you want to call them, because at the end of the day, guys, we still have the fucking originals. We're always gonna have the originals.
We can always go back to that, yeah. And then we have the Chucky show. Now,
I know we all complain, but it doesn't do anything to the originals. It doesn't tarnish or hurt anything about the originals.
No. Yes, Dadpool, yeah. The show, honestly, I remember when they first announced the show and I read the premise for it, I'm like, that's stupid. And then I was sold on the Chucky TV show in the first episode at the talent show.
Mm-hmm.
After at the talent show scene, I was in for the ride. Loved it.
Shit, I still gotta watch season 2.
And then season 2, like I said, watch The Seed of Chucky.
If you haven't watched season 2 yet, watch The Seed of Chucky first.
Yes.
Okay. Which I'm going to.
Just so a lot of it'll make sense. It was great casting. I don't want to give any spoilers. But the last episode is a Christmas episode of season 2.
Nice. Yo, did you see speaking of movies and shit, Smile?
I did not see Smile, no.
Oh man. I like that shit. That shit was good. That shit was pretty good. A lot of people said it was like which I never watched, like It Follows, I guess, similar premise to
Dude,
it.
I loved It Follows. Loved it.
I've never watched it. Maybe I should check that out. But
watch it. And I don't know if you smoke marijuana.
I do.
But for me, just the premise of It Follows alone, and again, with something unique, which is hard to come by these days. I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
When you get a chance, I mean, I would recommend it.
Fuck yeah. Which, by the way, anybody who's in here watching live, if you would like to join in on this conversation on the video, if you got your camera and a microphone and a headset, let me know. Shoot me a message or shoot me an email, and I can send you a link. No problem. You come have some fun, talk some horror and stuff. We'll be on for a little while longer. We're gonna get on some video games in a little bit, but yeah.
But I mean, I will never doubt anything Don Mancini does in the future.
You can't.
I didn't care for Curse of Chucky, and it wasn't because of the story. It was because of how Chucky looked. He looked different in almost every scene. And that's probably just a budget thing. But I love the way Chucky looks in the TV show because of the way he moves and everything. He looks more like how a doll would move, a toy would move. He doesn't have bone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, of course, like the arms are going to be like weird and shit like that. Love it.
I didn't like it. The new Firestarter?
I didn't even see the original Firestarter with Drew Barrymore.
I did. I haven't seen it in years.
Wasn't she high on coke in that movie?
I don't know. She was a kid, but she was on some wild shit as a kid, which is terrible.
No, is Nightbot? Is that?
That's just a thing I have that drops my YouTube link.
Oh, okay, okay.
It'll drop my YouTube link and like my other links every so.
Okay, I didn't know if that was like a bot, like you know what I mean, like that.
Yeah, no,
spam or something.
Just
Okay.
drops my link so people can.
What didn't live up to the hype, Chris?
I think he's talking about. I'm assuming It Follows. It was either It Follows or Smile.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It Follows. It's a very. It's a straightforward.
Oh,
movie.
Just to answer Dadpool, did you watch? You said you didn't see the new Firestarter.
I didn't see the original one either.
Wow. Yeah. So the original I haven't seen in years. Oh, that's what I was saying. So I haven't seen the original one in years, and then they made like it was supposed to be like a TV series, but it ended up being like an hour and a half, damn near 2 hours episodes.
Yeah, that was Zach
Efron.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
That movie was garbage. Whatever the fuck it was terrible. It was god awful. She had to fucking burn it through it in the garbage.
So what? It's the kid, and she can start fires with her mind or something.
Something.
I'm assuming just from like
and then with the latest one, it was just I could not fucking stand. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so bad. And I still haven't done it. It made me want to go back and watch the original. Like, how good was the original? Actually, was the original even that great? Because these other ones are just like god awful, like just embarrassing. Especially with the other one, the TV series / movie one, whatever the fuck you want to call it. The CGI was, oh my god.
See, it's bad effects can ruin a movie.
It can kill it, especially with like fire. And I know fire is dangerous. I know fire is dangerous as shit.
It's also cheap.
But yeah. But when you CGI,
like, you don't have to use CGI, like just get some fucking fire.
Yeah.
It's you know what I mean? But whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that great, but wow, I'm kind of surprised with your pick. I really am. Your favorite.
It wasn't perfect by any means. It was better than Nope. You know,
no, it wasn't.
Terrifier was more than a movie for me, so that's why I didn't put it as my favorite.
Or else it probably would have been then, right?
Easily, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm with you on that. You put it in its own category. It's like above that.
Right.
And yeah, and like I said, seeing as how we're doing that, for me, it's Pearl and X kind of tied because they were just so fucking just like the stories of that. Because now what it makes me want to do is like after I know when Maxine comes out, I'm gonna go see that in theaters, and then I'm gonna want to buy them and watch them back to back to back, but watch it in the correct, Pearl, X, and Maxine, and I can't wait to fucking do that.
Yeah, and the one thing I love about Pearl Triple X or X. Was it called X or Triple X?
No, X.
X. The thing I love the most about that, story aside, casting aside, acting aside, which was all great, I love the way it was shot.
Oh, yes.
It felt like
it
was in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre universe.
Fuck yes, it did. Yes, it did. And I loved it. It was that gritty, nasty, fucking dirty, yes.
Yeah.
That's what I love to see.
Because I remember you said you would like to see Friday the 13th movie that was shot as if it was in the 80s. Like the story was in the 80s. Like they really need to do what they did with Halloween and pick up from the first one and do another trilogy.
Yeah.
And get, I think Kane may be too old, but still have him be in it in some capacity.
Definitely.
And then start a new one. You know what I mean?
I agree. Now there is, which in the Dadpool, we'll get to your comment right here in a second, but there is a Friday the 13th. There's supposed to be a Friday the 13th series coming out. I want to say on Peacock within the next.
Is that still a thing? I remember it being talked about. It was like it was more like a detective show, right?
I don't remember exactly. I know they were saying at first they could use Jason. They're waiting for more things to be legalized. I guess they can use Henry from Jason from his childhood to adulthood. Before it was just childhood, but I guess they can use any form of Jason now. So We'll see what
Okay.
happens. I'm very intrigued. I'm very excited about that if it happens. I hope it does. And now Deadpool. I like anything Blumhouse puts out, and the new James Wan Blumhouse partnership is epic and great for the genre. I agree with that 1,000,000,000,000%.
Didn't care for the latest Conjuring, the latest one, because James Wan didn't direct that one. You can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell he didn't.
Is he gonna be doing the next ones?
No, you know who direct? No, I'm sorry. I was thinking of Insidious. Never mind. The next Insidious, it was directed by Patrick Bateman. Is that his name?
I don't know. I'm
No,
terrible.
Patrick Bateman was American Psycho. But whatever his name, he directed the latest one that's coming out.
Okay.
So I mean,
We got that. We got the Nun too.
there isn't a bad Insidious movie in my opinion.
No, I'm more of a Conjuring universe person, but Insidious was fire too. I'm not gonna front.
Yeah.
You said you like Insidious a little bit more, didn't you say that?
Yeah. Insidious. The first Insidious movie, I saw it at the when Latham had a movie theater, Latham Circle.
Yep.
And it was just me, Serene, and a pair of teenagers in the front, right? And I had smoked a bowl in the parking lot before we went in. And I am not afraid to say this. Insidious was the first movie to actually scare me, like in general, but I'm an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie scared me. You know what I mean? I'm like the hair's standing up in the back of my neck. You know what I mean? And I haven't had that experience in a movie in a very, I mean, just like you've seen a million scary movies. And this was the one that actually scared me.
See, I've had jump scares here and there, of course, and then even
I
more
love jump scares. Love them.
Even more so watching with the wife, because you've watched horror movies with my wife. You see how jumpy she can be, and sometimes it makes me jump.
Yeah,
but,
makes me jump.
As far as like that scare feeling like that, I haven't had that in a long time, and I've said this so many times. Like that, remember that fear you had when you were watching a horror movie as a kid, like that adrenaline rush. I miss having that. Like I wish I could have that from when the movie starts to when the movie ends. So say from beginning credits to end credits. After that shit's over, I don't need that shit anymore. Like just leave it from the beginning of the movie, end of the movie. That's it.
Leave it in theater.
Like wouldn't it be? How would it be? Right? Like say we go on a double date. We go, and say we're crashing at someone's crib, like one of our cribs, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about something. Yeah, we gotta sleep with the lights on. And the girl's like, you two could just share a room. You gotta sleep with the fucking lights on because you guys are scared. You see this horror movie.
Francis will keep us safe.
Huh?
I said Francis will keep us safe.
Not if she wants the lights off. She'd probably say if you guys are to turn the lights off before I become Freddy or Jason and cut you both.
Yeah, see, then I'll go in the garage. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's I said. I'll just sleep like a different. Like go in the living room, you two. We'll
see.
But
Deadpool. I did see that about Nightmare on Elm Street. It's so Nightmare on Elm Street. It's so touchy. Just about anybody could play Jason. If they have the right build. And
movement. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more adaptable than Freddy. Freddy, because you have
right.
For Robert, you have the look, you have the feel, the sound, you have everything, the voice, most importantly.
And I've said this a million times. Robert Englund can still play Freddy. I think they should have him just be in dreams, and CGI now is fucking awesome if it's done correctly, and just have a CGI Freddy, or like how you see like how anime is, like there's some really good animation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just have him look differently in every dream, but still have him do the voiceovers and do the mocap. He don't got to put any makeup on. You know what I mean?
He doesn't even really have to do it. He just do the voiceover, and somebody else can do all the movements and everything. Somebody younger that can kind of maybe mimic him. Like,
right.
I got it. I want to hear your idea. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Just not doing the voice, but doing like the movement, maybe even the facial expressions. David Howard Thornton. With his body movements. You think he could do it?
Yeah, absolutely. But if there was to be another live action Freddy,
yeah,
Gary Oldman. Gary Coleman? Gary Oldman. Hold on.
Gary Coleman's the little black.
No, all right, Gary Oldman.
Oldman.
Yeah, look up Gary Oldman. You've seen him. You've seen him, and he's been in a whole bunch of movies.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull him on screen. Give me 2 seconds.
I mean, that guy can pull off like any character.
Gary Oldman.
But like I said, yeah.
Okay.
But like I said, Robert Englund, he could do it again. It doesn't have to be like the last time he did it, it was on a show called The Goldbergs. Which, and it was cool to see, but I mean, it's the voice, it's the laugh, you know what I mean? And if he's just in dreams, then it can be all kinds of different things. It could be CGI, it could be, that crazy animation. It all depends on the person whose dream he's in. You know what I mean? It could be like Roblox if it's in a kid's dream, whatever. But
at the same time, like even if it was a live action one, he could still kind of do the voiceover and just kind of, however, especially if it's in dreams, where he's talking in dreams, because then, like you're saying,
yeah, it could be anything.
Let's say if you're like seeing his body,
he could be like Mr. Hanky.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, with the fedora instead of the Christmas hat. It could be anything.
Yeah. Which I wouldn't be mad at. I wouldn't mind seeing another Nightmare on Elm Street. I wouldn't mind seeing another Friday the 13th. And I know people say, you want new ideas and fresh ideas, but at the same time, I wouldn't mind seeing, just because you're doing remakes and all the, it's like I wouldn't mind seeing my favorite franchise, which is Friday the 13th, being kind of brought back to life.
It more so, yeah. It more so than Nightmare on Elm Street. It needs to happen because the remake was good, but it wasn't. It started off really, really strong, and then it just kind of teetered off. The end,
you know what it is? I'm not comparing it to Halloween Ends, but how Halloween Ends started on such a high note and then kind of declined.
No, it didn't.
As far as like that oh shit moment.
Oh, right.
With Friday the 13th, it was kind of like that with the intro, like that oh shit, the way it started out. And then I'm not gonna say it like took a deep dive decline, because it didn't do that, but it kind of slowly like went down. It was like up down. It's kind of like a
They didn't have to explain his origin as much as they did.
I'll say that, and I wish it was darker. I wish it wasn't too jokey, hee ha ha. There was too much.
The Asian kid that was drinking the beer out of the shoe, right? Yeah.
Hanging out with Zach.
But
that's what happens when I'm not around. That's how you do act together.
Yeah. We've hung out a couple times without you, but I loved what they did with him. How he was more than just like a
I like how what I like
hit homeboy in the eye with a bow and arrow from shore when he was
What I was gonna say, what I did like about that a lot was how he adapted to the climate that he lived in. He adapted to his surroundings and everything. And
he had the underground tunnels. Like there was so much that was great about that.
As overthought as some people might have thought it was, like, oh, Jason's just a dumb idiot, blah 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 blah.
No, he's not.
I'm like, eventually you're still gonna, no matter how dumb or smart you're eventually gonna adapt to your environment.
Yeah, he's like Bear Grylls. Like how he's like the outdoorsman, living off the land.
Yeah,
that was him.
Yeah,
he could have lived in any one of those cabins, but he did. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then that explained how he was able to move around so quickly and know when people were in the camp, was because he had that whole underground thing, the bells and all that stuff,
the lights and everything. Yeah. And I was gonna say it made more sense with that, how he pops up anywhere, like literally anywhere.
And now it makes sense.
Yeah, which either way, I don't mind the unknown of him pop like in the originals. I don't mind that because I love it. I still love the freaking originals, even though you see all the faults in them now, especially if you watch like the
but that's just how it is.
Honestly, like after you watch the documentaries and shit, you see all the faults and shit. It makes me love him even more.
Yeah, I was watching Freddy versus Jason last night. Like really? I was just going through Tubi, and I'm like, well, you can't go wrong with that.
Which I do have a proposition for you in a second, but what was I gonna say? Fuck it, I'll tell you my proposition.
Back to Dadpool. I would totally be on board with James Wan directing Nightmare on Elm Street movie, but his movies, like the Conjuring movies, where it starts off, it's like a kind of like a slow burn, and then it's just over the top at the end. I would rather have
like more calm.
Yeah, I would rather have it either be one or the other. You know what I mean? As far as A Nightmare on Elm Street, because we've never had like a brutal Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
What if it's like during the dream sequences are the crazy brutal parts?
Yeah.
Awake sequences are like the more slow burn parts.
Yeah, like the story being told.
Yeah. How would you feel about that? Here we go. This bullshit again.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Say that again.
How would you feel about Hang on one second. Shit, what did I say? It was a good question too. Damn.
Oops, looks like you.
We were just talking about Nightmare on Elm Street, right?
Yeah, James Wan directing.
Oh yeah. Okay. The slow. So say like the day sequence or the awake sequence is the slow burn telling the story. The night sequence is the more brutal, fast paced shit. Would you like that? You want it because I know you said you want one or the other.
I would love to see just a flat out brutal Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
That honestly, I'm surprised it hasn't happened. Like I know Freddy's kind of like a mind flux more than like a slasher.
Yeah,
but
like you know what would be cool?
Why not both?
Like, I the most brutal one we have is the first one.
Yeah.
And then the first two were the only like two serious, scary ones in the whole series, and then it teeters off and goes in a different direction. Towards towards the end of the franchise. But I would love to see something like like the person's sleeping, right? And maybe he like pulls out the person's guts, and then it like pans out and shows the person laying in bed, like, all right, and then their guts are just shooting up in the air. Some shit like that. That'd be dope.
They could do it. Yeah, I want to. I wish we would have got another Freddy vs. Jason. I'm gonna go out there and say it. I wish we would have got a part 2. And I feel like it's for them to do a part 2. I feel like it's way too late now. Like you'd almost have to just do a reboot type of deal.
I mean, there's ways around things, like how it can still be interesting. Where like the Freddy versus Jason comic books, Did you read? I gave you those, right? Did you read them?
They're still sitting in the top drawer.
Read them. Next time you have like a couple days off, like next holiday or whatever, read them.
They're that good.
Yes. It's Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. How can it not be epic? You know what I mean?
You got a point. You got a point. And
if they had actually made that into a movie, it couldn't have been just one movie.
Probably been like 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, easy.
Wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be mad at that. All right, so here's another one. Did you watch Wednesday? Did you watch all of Wednesday?
I didn't. I didn't finish the last episode. And I saw a spoiler on TikTok, so yeah.
Okay, all right. So what do you think about it then?
Some people are born to play characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like Matthew McConaughey was born to play the Dark Man.
Yep.
From the Stephen, the Stand.
No, I get it. Denzel Washington was born to play me. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. John Leguizamo, me.
You're a lot of people. Ricky Martin, everybody.
Just go to a corner store and pick somebody that works there.
Drake.
But it's so weird, like with the black hair, and she pulls it like it's just perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The look, and then you have all the fucking people are mad because a Hispanic person's playing, whatever,
Shit, so
she pulls it off, in my opinion, and I want to see more of Uncle Fester. Like when I saw that in the preview, it was another moment. I'm like, I'm in. I was on the fence. I was gonna watch it anyways, but then when I saw that, I forget, he's a comedian and he's funny as hell, but I'm like, he's playing Uncle Fester. If he doesn't get a spin-off series, I'm not gonna be happy.
Did you hear the theory that thing is Ash Williams' severed hand? That would be awesome.
Yeah. And I would like that, and that's the one thing I love about like The Conjuring and the Conjure. It's a universe. It's a cinematic universe like Marvel and DC. I would love to see more of that.
In horror, yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I,
In zombie movies or
I would
just
like to see
honestly.
like to see Insidious kind of branch out and do that if possible, because it's one of those things where it doesn't have to be like a quote unquote based on true events type of story. Just have dope stories that can kind of somehow connect together, and instead of making it like a franchise of Friday the 13th, 1 through 16, make it like say Insidious 1 through 4, but it's different stories per thing, and one way they all connect, or one way or another. Like
Yeah.
how in The Conjuring with
Easter eggs, but I mean, James Wan's a genius, so I mean, there's really just no other way around that.
But yeah, going back to Wednesday though, yo, like we were just saying, yo, she did an amazing freaking job playing like it was one of those things where, don't get me wrong, Christina Ricci was phenomenal as Wednesday
And
Addams.
she's in it
For our era, for that era when we were.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different versions of Wednesday.
Oh no, I know, but I'm just saying, like,
or just the family in general.
Like you were saying, Jenna Ortega was born for that role for this era right here.
Mhm.
Next Wednesday is gonna be you know what I mean? It's like it's just one of those things where I feel like that torch is just passed and passed and passed.
Yeah, there's God, we'd have to look it up on Google, but there's
at least 3, I believe.
more than that.
I'm just saying at least 3, I believe, and I don't know the whole.
Right. Yeah, so you have the OG, the black and white,
yeah,
and then you have the 2000 or 90 and 92, I think it was, or 91, 92 with Christina Ricci. And then there was 2 other ones after that with a different cast. Then you have the cartoons. Then you have the CGI cartoons. There was a cartoon in the mid-90s.
You have a lot of ones.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just this version.
But
or this generation rather.
Yeah. But Jenna Ortega though, yo, phenomenal actress. She was in Scream 5, which I did hate, but I didn't like the movie. But
I like Scream. Yeah,
I know how I feel about those movies. But she was in Scream 5. She was in X.
She's going to be in the next one.
And she is. I'm gonna watch it. And she was also in, like we were just discussing, she was in Wednesday.
Yeah, she's the it girl right now for horror.
Yeah, but we also have, you can't forget Mia Goth. X and Pearl.
Yeah. And she's got another one coming out. She's in,
and there's something else, right?
Something else, yeah. I think she's married to Shia LaBeouf.
Don't say that.
I think so. Or they're banging or
Lauren. What is it? Lauren. It's Lauren something. She was in Terrifier.
Yep. Keep an eye out for her. She's got. Oh, I'm gonna go grab a drink.
Yeah. But what's dope? Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
What's dope about that though is like we're getting to see 3 young female actresses. This guy in our favorite genre, like coming up in the in our favorite genre that are potential scream, like legendary scream queens down the road, that we're getting like to see that come up in a sense. I know they had beginnings before this, but you know what I mean, like getting the
like more every generation has its like my scream queen would be Linnea Quigley.
Okay.
And then Jamie Lee Curtis. I'd say the definitive one would be Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. There's many.
Yeah.
Let's see. What in the world is he doing? Going to get a sippy cup.
But what are you looking forward to in 2003?
2023?
Yeah.
You mean 2023?
What did I say?
2003.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Definitely Maxine, of course. I can't remember what's coming out in 2023. Shit. But yeah, definitely Maxine. I just want to see more good horror movies, man. That's like my more great movies in general, more really good horror movies. And I want to see more indie people. Holla at your boy, because I want to connect with indie horror people again. I want to start. What I want to start doing is when they come on, say like if they're either with a horror short or if they have a whole horror movie they want us to watch and review.
Yeah.
I want to come on when we're doing the review and do the review and interview them at the same time. And that way you can kind of answer some questions of why certain things happened the way they did. And that could also change the review of how you felt of the movie because of why. You know, I mean, they can tell you, hey, the reason why we did this is because of the budget. The reason why we did this is because of this or that. Or even if it's something with the story, this is why, this is what we wanted to portray. This is why, you know, I've done it before.
Terrifier 1 and 2 is a perfect example. You don't need a big budget to make a good movie.
Yes. Yes. It does help. Don't get me wrong. It does help, but you don't need, if you have the talent, you don't need the money. Well, you know what I mean? Like you don't.
Yeah.
Because you could have all the money in the world and no talent. That's really not going to get. Then you're just going to end up paying.
Then what?
And
right.
And broke. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh
yeah.
Yes. Megan and Pooh, Blood and Honey. Thank you.
Yeah. Megan. I'm looking forward to Megan.
That's coming out
this coming week. Well, I'm sorry, next week.
Next week.
The 6th. The 6th.
That's
the
6th.
Yeah, the 6th. I'll probably see it. I mean, I will see it. I want to take Ryan to see it, but we'll see.
Yeah, I want to see that and Pooh, Blood and Honey. I definitely want to fucking see that. I hope that comes to theaters around here. You've seen the previews for that, or seen the
I know of it. I didn't.
Movie cover for yo. You're gonna want to watch that shit, Joe. You're gonna want to watch Pooh, Blood and Honey. It's fucking Pooh and Piglet killing shit. Literally.
You know what's funny is Pooh, Blood and Honey. That could be like a porno.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I should have known you were gonna go.
So you said Pooh, Blood and Honey. But yeah. Is that going to be in theaters or?
I could have sworn I read somewhere it's supposed to be in theaters. I'm not sure, but I can't wait to fucking either. If it's in theaters, I'm going to see it.
2022 was a great year for horror, I think.
Shit, yeah, it was. Yeah, the fuck it was.
I guess the past couple of years, even more than just movies, like TV shows, video games, just all around.
That's the cover for it.
Okay. Where's Piglet? Oh, there's Piglet.
Like that, yeah.
I wonder how they get away with doing this movie, like copyright wise.
I think it's open. Something. I don't know.
What do they call it? A public or a public entity?
Public domain.
Public domain. Yeah. There is a new Saw movie coming out. Yeah, and Tobin Bell is in it somehow.
I'm gonna watch it. Like I've watched all the other ones. I'm gonna watch it, but I can't see. Here's the thing. I don't want to complain and say they've done enough. Don't they? They've done enough. This, that, and the third. Because I'm the same guy saying I would love to see them do another Friday the 13th. I'd love to see them do another Halloween. I'd love to see them do another.
If the story's good and they can keep it coming, why not?
Yeah, that doesn't mean I don't want new, fresh ideas, though. That does not mean that, because I do want that, but I do love going back and watching some of that stuff that's just like, oh.
Yeah, when they can breathe, they can put new concepts into old movies. That's awesome.
Honestly, here's something I'll say. Here's which I've discussed before, and I've heard other people talk about it. As far as remakes go, why not do those movies that had maybe the great ideas behind them, but not the budget? Happy New Year, guy. Happy New Year. If you're free, man, I can send you a link if you want to hop on a little bit, talk to us.
What? Give me an example of what you're.
Of what I just said.
Like it was a good concept, but like it had a low budget, so they couldn't make the movie what it should have been.
Let me think. I've watched so much shit this year. Oh, what was it called? Let me see if I can find.
I mean, just in general, like the Pet Sematary remake could have been epic, but it missed the mark.
Happy New Year, on Aaron. Yes. Another Final Destination. That right there is.
Oh yeah.
That's a guilty pleasure for me.
Yeah. Final Destination.
Got you, man. I got you. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
And there's a lot of stuff coming out this year. For just Texas Chainsaw game.
Yep.
Killer Clown game.
Oh fuck! I can't.
Resident Evil 4 remake. That's just 3 games right there. Evil Dead Rise, that's coming out, the movie. Megan, obviously. There's another Insidious coming out. Fuck, what else? There's a lot.
Is I know you just said Insidious. Sorry, what's the other? The Nun Part 2 or The Conjuring? Are those coming out this year or next year?
The Nun. Yeah, there's another Nun movie coming out.
Excuse me.
Fuck it, give me another Texas Chainsaw movie. I want Chop Top back. I would love to see a serious version of Chop Top.
That would be super dark and creepy.
Mm-hmm.
That would be super dark, and that would
Like, imagine if Chop Top was in the Michael Bay movies
shit
with the plate, dog dick, all that shit.
Especially the 2003 one.
Yeah.
All right, just to give you an idea, I guess. I'll say Alligator. That was an older movie. Didn't have the highest budget, but something like that. Just because I can't, I'm trying to look at my list of some shit that we've reviewed over the year. Damn, we did a lot of fucking movies. But okay, here's one. Blood Rage. It's a like a Thanksgiving horror movie.
Okay.
Not many know about it. Like that right there would be a perfect movie to do a remake of. It's a fun slasher. Really fun slasher, actually, and kind of just having a little more budget behind it, but still telling the same story. Maybe even shooting it in the same era as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like trying to keep it like the 80s base kind of vibe, but just prettying it up some.
Mm-hmm. I've said this before. I would love, especially with today's climate, I would love to see a Sleepaway Camp remake.
Ooh.
Which would be hard. Well, not that it would be hard to do, but for anyone that's already watched the original, D'Angela, you know how it would end.
Yeah.
And, you know, the whole trans rights issue and everything like that. It could bring that story, that franchise, to a whole new generation of people that maybe may appreciate it more than you and I, because of the whole trans thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
I think that'd be awesome, you know, and then some have a different type of twist ending, but still pays homage to the original.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It could totally be done. But sleepaway camps aren't a thing anymore.
You know what it is? I feel like if it is done, if you're gonna go that route, have that community a part of it at least, so that
yeah.
You know what I mean? What's right and wrong?
But I mean, technically, Angela wasn't trans. You know,
true. No, I get
technically.
I get what
yeah.
What's up, Peter? How's it going,
man?
Peter?
Peter, what's your name?
What happened?
Henry.
Henry.
Yeah.
Oh, Henry. Yeah, that's my brother Henry. Henry has my boy Peter.
Nice to meet you, Peter.
You too, man.
How's it going, man? Happy New Year.
Are those hockey masks I see in the back there?
Oh, there's every Jason mask ever of all time. Yeah.
Awesome. Nice.
Yeah. I got a couple of those going on. I got 77 masks. I was going to tell you, Aaron. So to finish my collection, every mask that's ever been made in any book or any poster or any movie in any version, there'll be 80 of them. And I'll have 2 more coming out. I just need 1 more. I mean, any version ever, including like the Part 9 Chrome one, actually made of chrome.
That's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, there's one called Novella, which is from the book, the Part 3 book, which came out like in Spain. It's called the Novella mask. It's got the hockey square back with like the spans, and it's got blue lines. Oh, so that one, yeah, all of them. And then even like Part 7, right? You know, the mask is split. Well, that other mask is weird. It doesn't have chevrons. It's got pits and stuff. That's with Lar. So I have that one being made too.
Oh, like the mask, like even from the covers and the movie posters and
every
stuff?
Cover, every variant, every mistake ever in the movie. So I found a couple of mistakes back in the day. I used to tell the people all the time, and they didn't believe me because VHSs, you couldn't really fucking stop it at like the screen you wanted to, you know?
Right, and if you did, it was all like blurred and messed up.
So Part 6, when he's underwater, he gets hit with the propeller. It's on the right side, but in one screen, if you pause it, it was on the left side. So it's called a mistake mask.
I got one for you.
I had them
I had them make it.
I got a good one there. Watch this.
Nice.
Yeah, I had them make it, and then it says mistake mask right there.
Okay.
Right there. So it's on the wrong side only for a second in part 6. This is like a $230 mask.
So I mean, technically, it's not a mask, but what about from Jason Goes to Hell when they made the Jason burger patty?
No, because it's not a
Right?
mask.
Like,
Yeah. I'm like,
maybe a bust of it or something. That'd be pretty cool.
but the different variants, some cool ones too. Like, go watch, or not watch. Go look at the posters of Jason Takes Manhattan. It's 2 different versions. There's one where it's blue and then red, like where he's cutting through the poster. And there's another one where he's above it all. It's more red than blue.
I think I saw that on a T-shirt at Spencer.
Oh, okay.
And it was like it had like Japanese.
When he gets hit with the toxic waste, there's the green one for that, and then just the iconic 8. So there's so many. I've had the guy that makes them, fiberglassmask.com. There's probably 20 of them that are my design. Like I tell him, hey, make this one because it's real, you know.
Right.
And he'll make it.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Kind of a nutball with that shit.
How's it going though, man? How's your year end?
Awesome, bro. Just so you know, Henry, Aaron got me into watching Thanksgiving.
I did.
It's become a cult classic.
You got me into it too.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I watched it again the other night. He's banging the chick. Now you know how it feels to get stuffed.
I love like who thinks of that, you know, like
geniuses too.
I still didn't see the sequel, but it's technically the third one, and we're looking for the sequel. I still didn't see it yet.
It's weird and ridiculous. Part 1 is definitely a classic, like watch every year. I watch them both every year now. Part 3 is weird.
3 is a lot of flashback, right?
No, it's just a bunch of weird shit. Like every time I watch it, I'm high. It's worth a watch, I'd say, but it's just you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on. It doesn't touch part 1 though. Part 1 was just phenomenal. Yo, I got Francis to watch it, Henry. Part 1.
The whole thing?
Actually, both of them, part 1 and part 3.
The whole thing.
Yeah. She said they were stupid, but she still watched. She didn't hit me. She yelled at me in Spanish. She didn't throw at me. She didn't throw chancleta at me. I'm still breathing, as you guys can see.
She when he's wearing the dad's face, that's the and she's like, oh hey dad.
Yeah,
you don't know it's him.
I love self-aware comedy. Like
yeah.
It's just
I believe it. It all started from like gobble gobble motherfucker, and then they were like, "Yo, let's just write a movie."
Or nice tits, bitch. Right?
Yeah.
Is that what that line?
So spoiler alert, that's the very first line in the first one and in part 3. The very first tits, bitch. And there's some big ass titties you're gonna see on the screen, so you're not gonna be mad at that.
Nice.
Then you got me into Evil Bong. And then from Evil Bong, I watched. There's like fucking 20 of those motherfuckers. Then there's the Cinnabread Man. Then there's the other little evil fucker.
Did he tell you about Helen Keller versus the Night Wolves?
No.
Oh my gosh,
dude,
he loves
shit.
Yo, so
I watch it.
The trailer.
I came across that shit on Tubi, right? And I watched it. And I told him about it. He watched it on Tubi and fell in love with it. I was like, yo, if you really love it, I better buy it for you on DVD. And one day I was on live and ordered it for him, but it came to him like 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
I thought he was joking that he liked that movie so much.
I love the humor. I love that just stupid slapstick, self-aware humor. I love it.
We still got to review that one.
Just from the title alone, Helen Keller versus the Night Wolves. Like,
right.
Come on. You know,
there's dudes in the indie field now. What's his name? Sean C. Phillips. He makes all those Amityvilles now. Amityville Karen. Amityville
Toilet. Yeah. Isn't that the next one?
I don't know. What's that?
Yeah, there's Amityville Plumber or Toilet or some shit like that.
Crazy dude.
Dead Man versus Killer Bong.
And it says, for God's sake, please call a plumber. Like, that's the tagline. Like, remember the tagline for the original said, for God's sakes, get out?
Yeah.
And then for this one, it says, for God's sakes, please call a plumber. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
God. Like those movies though, I'm so happy that I can tell people about those type of films more so than the big names, because those films are the ones where you're just like, you just kick back and really just enjoy it for what the movie actually is. You're like, these are just some people that just put something together, they had fun, they tried their best, they they money out their own pocket and they had a good time with it, and you're just like, yo, this, if you smoke a little weed and you have a great fucking time with those movies.
You know, movies like that for a bigger budget. Santa Slays is like that, but a bigger budget.
Yes.
With Goldberg.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's good. I like that movie.
You're right. You're absolutely right with that.
Yeah, it's like they don't take themselves serious, but it had some budget to it. You know, it wasn't cheap.
Yeah, and I mean the kills and stuff like that help.
Right.
The ridiculous kills help, and with that, it was. I'm like, holy shit! Fucking Bill Goldberg as Santa killing shit.
The wrestler?
Yeah.
Does he scare anybody?
Does he scare anybody?
I only see
he's a bad Santa. He's a bad Santa.
He was a bad Santa. Yeah, he was killing.
Yeah. They tell a story in the beginning how Santa was never good, and how his elves were little evil minions and all kinds of shit. And his presents are bombs. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, it's cold up there. I can see how fuck it, get pissed off. Like the Weird Al Yankovic song. When the fuck, how does it go? Christmas or Santa Claus loses his mind and kills all the reindeer and stuff. It's a song.
Okay.
But Peter, why don't you tell Henry about your awesome films?
He doesn't know,
sir. He does not know.
I don't think so.
He loves fan films and he loves horror.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. So we've made. I wish this camera came up with me. I'd show you the shadow boxes. We've made some fan films, but kind of like we hope to say on a higher level. So we made Vengeance 1, which had Steve Dash in it, the Jason from Part 2.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
While we were filming. And then Tommy.
I got his machete right here, actually, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. We met him in Jersey.
Oh, no, I don't. No, I don't. That was C.J. Graham. Never mind.
Well, so we have C.J. Graham, Tom McLaughlin, and then we tell the story of Vengeance, which is Part 6, 30 years later. And there's some cool stuff in there, like Part 1. Remember in the beginning of
I
Part
know about
1?
Vengeance.
Yeah, Vengeance. You seen it?
Yeah, well, I know of it.
Okay, so then we made Vengeance 2, just came out a few months ago with Tom Matthews in it from Part 6.
Yeah.
Steve Dash's grandson played the young Jason with the sack to honor his family.
Nice.
And at the end, Aaron, you saw it, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while, but I did see it.
The Vengeance 2, I'm saying. At the end, CJ Graham goes back into his actual outfit from Part 6, and Tommy hits his head, and he turns back into his outfit from Part 6, and they have a fight. I choreographed it. So that's what I put online.
What?
Yeah.
Are you're in the choreograph or?
Oh, I'm like 100 things. Yeah, I'm in the movie too.
Wow.
No shit.
Yeah, and then
Awesome,
we made Friday the 13th Roseblood, which is a continuation of Part 7. So we got Terry Kaiser's back, Dr. Cruz. We got Laura Park Lincoln, Tina, and we got Nick, the boyfriend, Kevin Spiritus, and I'm in it. And we redid what would happen a year later after Part 7. Jason comes back. The outfit for Jason was $10,000. We did the Weed Eater kill. It was pretty fun.
Awesome.
Which, really quick, I do want to announce this. Friday the 13th, I'm actually going to be doing a watch party over on Stream Lounge with those films he just mentioned.
Oh, right.
Back to back. Because why the hell not? I mean, it's Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
that's why I love the indie series. And why not kick it off right with the first?
Yeah, with my new work schedule, Aaron, I'll be able to, as long as all my work's done, I'll be able to
hop on some nights.
Yeah, it's every so often. Yeah,
we'll make it happen.
I was in another one too, Fall of Camp Blood, where I actually fight Jason at the end, and that's a Part 4 continuation.
I gotta check these out.
Yeah. I'll send you the Peter Anthony Productions link or something.
Mm-hmm.
You'll like it, dude, because
I'll send you a friend request on Facebook.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Budgets are like 50 to 70 grand. We spend way more than that, but we raise that much. You'll like it. It's not cheesy. We use the Arri Alexa, which is what 70% of the Academy Award winning cameras were shot on. And
yeah, I mean, I know Vengeance. It was buzz was all over.
Yeah,
every group, every group horror related or just movie related in general, I've seen.
Cool.
Reviews, posts, podcasts, stuff like that. Yeah.
That was me in this.
I remember the picture. Isn't there a picture of Jason's dad and someone like face to face?
That's me. Well, there's two of them. There's one where Jason and Elias are face to face.
Yeah.
And another one that's face to face with a prisoner, and that's me. That's
the orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, that's me. That's
okay. Yeah. Hell yeah. That's what's up, man. Good job.
Which I do want to say, like I was just saying, I want to connect more. Like this 2023, I want to connect more with indie, like how I used to. Before you came on, Peter, I think I said this on this live, or maybe it was I don't remember. Anyway, I was saying, like, when I start doing like interviews, when people come on for a movie, like say we're coming on, we're reviewing their movie. Like when we come on to review their movie, why don't you come on for the why don't you come on for the review? It'll be a review/interview, and that way you can give us some insight on why certain things happen the way they did in the film. That could either make the review higher or lower.
Yeah,
and I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun. It wouldn't be something that's like bashing the movie.
Behind the scenes stuff too, like
bro. I have two things that are done right now for behind the scenes. I have the gag reel and I have the kills breakdown. I was gonna show it to you off my phone on my computer, but I don't know how to show it to you on my computer. I don't know if you want to play it. It's 5 minutes.
Oh
but.
shit! Hell yeah! I'd
something.
I'll forward you the kills one if we could play it here. You want to do that? No one's seen it.
Oh, hold on. Let me go. I'll be right back. I gotta see it.
Go pee-pee.
You want me to send it to you? Go pee.
Hell yeah! It'll work. If it'll work, I'll load that shit up and we'll make it back. And that's super dope.
1 fucking second. What is? I'm just gonna forward it to you, and then you gotta just tell me what the email is gonna be.
All right, I'll type it to you right now, so you can just click the link for it. Right.
I can't because I gotta forward it from my email. So just read it to me.
Okay, it's HORRORWITHSIR.STURDY at
Horror.
Gmail.
So horror, HORROR with SAR.
No, SIR.
IR, sorry.
Sir, and then period, and then sturdy right after that, and then at gmail.com.
STURDY.
Yep.
Gmail. So this is the kill. Bro, the world's been looking for this. This is why the movie hasn't come out on Blu-ray yet, because my editor hasn't finished this stuff yet. But this is 99% done with the kill review. You're going to love it. Bro, this is world breaking right here.
See, and this is why you guys need to tune in with Horror with Sturdy, because
it's because I like guys like you that support people, and I always, man, I'm pretty good with the fans, so
hell yeah,
I like to help people out. Yeah,
it's all about helping each other grow. Shit.
Yeah, some people are fake about it though.
Man, the way I was raised, if you can help someone, you help them.
I love when you post up the young pictures of you, dude. Get the little like mini fro going when you're younger.
I'm trying to bring it back again. Oh.
Yeah. It's kind of like, you know who had the fro, like, who brought it back in like the 90s was Jalen Rose, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the high-low fro.
Give me 2 seconds, gentlemen. I will pull this up for us.
Yeah, so this is we did a breakdown of like 5 kills, and man, so 26,000 pictures behind the scenes and 1,100 hours of behind the scenes.
Are these movies on DVD or Blu-ray?
Some of them. Oh, watch this. Here we go.
You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yep.
Tell me what you think.
Wait, hold on. Which one is this from?
So what this is Roseblood, the part 7 continuation. So there was the new blood. We call it Roseblood because the girl Rose is in it. And what this is a breakdown of like the 5 major kills in the movie, how we did them, all the props, how we got it together, and how it came together. And we interview everybody, and we have videos and pictures of them all.
Awesome.
This costume right here is $10,000. This is a reenactment of him coming out of the water as when Kane Hodder did it.
So this picks up after
13 months after 7. Yeah.
Gotcha.
You guys ready?
Yeah,
I'm ready.
All right.
Can't hear it.
You guys hear it?
I can't hear it.
But the video itself is perfect.
Can't hear it at all. Yeah, but you got to hear it because there's interviews.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It sounded like a water stream, right, Henry?
Yeah, it was like.
Yeah.
Move source and pull it back up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this backstage so there's no like echoing or anything, and then I'll pull the video. I'm gonna pull the video back up for us to see it, and then when the video goes back down, then I'll pull us back up. All right. Make sure this is working this time first. Yeah. All right.
You can hear it on your end, right? What it sounds like, or no?
Yeah, this time we'll all be able to hear it, but I'm gonna put us backstage so it doesn't dub and pull us down from our mics.
even though Jason is only in the movie for that last third, there are plenty of kills to choose from.
So when I talk to most fans, most of them like the bullet kill.
The weed whacker through the stomach and the bullet dropping, that was phenomenal.
The Sanchez kill was awesome. When Peter had said, hey, we're bringing back a kill from part 7, only we're going to show the good shit on it.
And I believe that was supposed to be in the original part 7, and it was too considered gory, so they cut it out.
It's the most expensive scene in all of the film.
Jason Brooks, of course, he did the body casting.
And Peter was like, we need the body. And so I was like, oh, I can do that, you know, fine. And then so we got Kelly, the actress, she came up here, flew up, and we did a body cast on her.
From my neck down to my thighs that I had to get casted in order for it to look really realistic.
As we were body casting her, you know, we kept checking in. And she just got off the plane recently and like, you sure you want to do it right now? Make sure you drink water. And she's like, I'm fine, I'm great.
I guess I got too hot, too claustrophobic, and I actually passed out.
You doing okay? She's like, oh yeah, I'm great. Oh wait, no, maybe I need to sit down.
You know, normally when you get hot, you can sweat and, you know, your pores are free. But when you're being casted, all of your pores, everything is restricted.
Yeah, we got it finished. We got the body made out of silicone. We put inside, I did different layers of silicone and foam to be muscle and tissue and left the cavity inside so we could fill it with guts.
Getting it all set up, it was a pain filling the body up with the fake blood and everything so that it would actually bleed when cut.
And the funny thing is, it didn't work out anything like we wanted it to.
We hung the body up from the ceiling. We anchored it on the bottom too, because we knew that if we hit it with a weed eater, it was going to spin, so we anchored it so it wouldn't move.
He started to put the weed eater into the body, it would just skip.
You're thinking, this thing cuts down trees and shit. How the fuck? It bounced off her.
The thing was packed with guts. It was ready to just like explode. But all we got was
ring. It kept bouncing off her a whole bunch of times. And you can imagine I'm just sitting there as a director like, I can't believe that this is happening.
Had to go through several times getting that thing cut. And there was a couple fun shots with guts flying and intestines wrapping around and throwing. But I think the best of what we could get was what ended up in the film.
That being said, the shot at the very end, Ryan Race got below this big plexiglass. I think he's down there for like 2 hours in the cold.
Basically, I'm underneath the shed. I'm laying on the dirt. They have a blanket for me, you know, and of course the heebie-jeebies are kicking in because it's like 2 in the morning, and I'm like freaking out, like wondering what's going on. I just had to put some headphones in and just start jamming.
I mean, it was freezing. Jason's in his costume. It's that point where you see like the steam coming off of everybody, like because they're hot, it's cold out.
And you got Kelly sitting there holding her guts, Sanchez, and then she lets her guts go, and bink, the bullet falls out.
And then we all tried with the bullet. You know, you had to get that bullet just right in the right spot.
And once the guts fall in the blood, there's only a couple spots that there's not blood on the plexiglass. So now you've got to drop the bullet.
And it would bounce and be out of focus, or it bounced in the wrong place. You couldn't really see it, tell what it was.
And you got to have it land in a spot that the camera can see that's not concealed by blood from underneath.
And then finally I got lucky on the last one and just kind of threw it and tink.
But that is such a memorable scene. And I mean, that one stacks up with any of the kills.
It was finally the weed eater scene. It's not the one I wanted, but it was a way better scene and weed eater scene for the fans of Part 7 that they deserve.
Brent's kill when he gets stabbed through the wall and pulled through the wall, that was just awesome. It felt like very Friday the 13th, and that kill itself it was so well done. I mean, it was a perfect kill.
I think Brent's death in the movie is something to remember, being stabbed with, I don't even know what that thing is, that big ass blade that looks like a hockey stick.
It's called like 20 different things, but a sickle scythe is one of the things that it's called.
So I loved shooting that scene. There were so many different levels to it. There was him, you know, reacting to being alone, him on the other side of the door, the closets. I mean, Sean had built a wall and like a closet area.
Which Sean Moose did such a phenomenal job. He built a half wall inside of a half room with a half closet so that we could take the camera and go from one side to the other.
Peter had never shown me the scene from part 7 when she was in the closet.
Maddie from part 7, when she loses her earrings, goes into like that kind of barn shack thing, and it's a storm out, and it's like blue light storming. And I always love that light and scene with Jason, because there's not too much stalking in 7, but in that part he's like stalking her, and it's like a build up, and it's scary, and she's behind the wall, and then Jason's on the other side of the wall like looking in, and you don't know if he knows she's there, and so on and so forth. So we tried to like recreate that.
I arrived on set the first day, you know, got to meet everyone, do a little bit of work, met Lar Park Lincoln, and then it was like, okay, well, since you're here and everyone that is required is here, we're going to go ahead and do your kill scene.
The sickle scythe was welded onto a sheet of metal and strapped to Brent.
And that's how you get that awesome shot of Jason with the blue stormlight through the wall with Brent, with the sickle scythe through him, and the Amos effects had all the tubes running and blood shooting out everywhere.
We're underneath of him, staring up, pumping blood. I mean, it was spraying all over both of us underneath of him.
Then we have Jason breaking through the drywall or the wall. And what Sean had done is on the back side, we had mapped out where like outline of Brent was going to be.
We had to measure where Brent was on that wall. So you had to go, okay, his right shoulder is 18 inches off the wall, and then it ends at, 42 inches off. His head is 18 inches in at 6'4" tall. And we had to guess with those measurements. And on the other side, where Jason Brooks is, in the dark, in the blue light, draw Brent.
I'm already kind of blind in this costume with the mask and then the hockey mask on. And I'm going to have to push my head through the wall, through this drywall, and then punch my hand through the drywall on the other side, grab him, pull him through.
They said, are you willing to do this? I said, heck yeah. I'm a construction worker. I deal with stuff all the time. I'm a very tough body. So I had no worries about Jason pulling me through the wall.
And at this point, I had not done anything like that before. I've never punched through drywall, let alone put my head through drywall.
When Jason headbutts the wall, his entire mask moves, and you could see his face. So we had to CGI that. So I don't know how Ryan Ziplinski did that. Him breaking the wall, we added that little dust falling down, electrical breaking, and everything that's not even in there. And we had to hide and redraw his teeth with CGI, so you couldn't see that his mask moved.
I didn't feel like I went through the wall as much as I wanted to in that moment. So then from that point, everything else I did had to be even more. And so every move from that point, I wanted to amp up just a little bit more. So the head through, the punch even harder, and then grabbing him harder and then pulling him back.
Absolutely ripping him, man. Through that wall so violent in front of all of us. It was amazing.
He just ripped him through the drywall. He just took him back, and I don't even think Jason thought a second time about it.
And so as I pull him back, and you could probably kind of see it when you watch it, but I'm trying to hold him against my body, and then against, as he gets lower, sliding down, so he's sliding against my thigh as well, so he doesn't just fall back on his head.
The land was safe, everything was good about it. He did pull me, but I had basically all my weight pressed up against that wall, so that when he just pulled me a little bit with the scored back, I just fell right through. It was way more controlled than you would think.
But at one point, once he's down by my leg and then out of sight and I'm stepping over, I'm blind to him. I don't know where he is. I'm hoping I don't step on him to walk through.
And I knew we only had one chance at it. So, first night of acting, my kill, one chance at this. It was crazy. I think it worked out. I really kind of looked like in pain.
And once I get to the other side and they call cut, all I hear are cheers and gasps and, oh my God, that was insane. And
it was like we had just seen a magic trick, man. It was like magic exists, and it was in the form of Jason in this first kill. And it was like, okay, this movie is gonna be something special, and we get to be a part of it.
And when everybody votes, that's in the top 3, if not people's number 1 of kills of Rosebud.
Fuck.
The Strang kill, the degloving, that was brilliant by Peter to come up with.
John Strang with his kill. You know, he gets his hand ripped off.
The hand rip was a tricky one. We took a few takes with that because it was two people. I had, you know, the slime on the hand and I was touching the hand, so the thing was very sticky, so it was just a trick to just throw it on its own.
The hand flying on the ground and how real it looked, it was unbelievable.
You know, just the battle of whacking him with the briefcase, the impact that he took on with me hitting him with that thing multiple times was just a lot of respect to him for taking that impact.
Jason fractured his bone in his arm on one of those takes. We did not find out until the next day that he was hurting or that he had fractured his arm. So that says a lot about Jason's dedication to his craft.
Having that thing ripped off my hands and that mechanical arm, I mean, when I saw that thing, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? That's my little bony fingers, you know?
I had never really made an animatronic or a mechanical prop that had that much movement in it.
When I read it in the script, I was like, how are we going to do this?
I just imagine I'm sitting here saying that, but I don't know how the hell we're going to do that.
It was a pain. I went through, I don't know how many hours I sat out in that shop. I don't think I slept for 2 days just staring at this thing and getting it figured out.
It's like a block of wood with like a skeleton hand on it with all these tendons and shit through it, and then wires inside the knuckles and fingers with these holders on the bottom, so you could pull pinky, thumb, whatever you pulled is what it would move. And I was like, holy shit.
From that moment when he rips the hand off, the hand looks so real. But probably the best part of the film is John Strang becoming just a little girl without a hand.
Dude, him screaming was so great.
You know, I wish I had a chance to perfect that scream a little bit better. You know, like I scream like a little giddy, like a schoolgirl.
I wanted Strang to get hit with the suitcase, the briefcase.
I had to play my own stunt double and get thrown into the wall, you know, after getting hit with the briefcase.
I think Peter made him do that 5 times.
We had a problem. I mean, me and him were almost getting into a fight about it because he's a wrestler. He knows, or he's not a wrestler, but he's a fan of wrestling. He knows what's up. And he wasn't selling it.
But, you know, after like take 35 and Peter Anthony's disappointment in me because I didn't know how to throw myself into the wall properly.
And then finally, in the last take, his head hits the wall. It like bounces and he's down. He
went fucking head first hard into the wall, slid down, hit the concrete. And then he's like, is that what you wanted? And I was like, yeah.
Well, but I will say, when you watch the final thing and you see that I did it, I look like a natural. So you wouldn't know that it took me 35 times to do that. And it bruised the shoulder.
And then Brooks, we're like, we have to explode his head with the suitcase.
I'm in the back taking pictures, and there's a bunch of watermelons, and they're making this like slush stuff to go in the watermelons. Little did I know that was going to be Strang's head that they were smashing to get the guts to shoot up.
Ultra slime and watermelons.
And when you hit it with something, you see it on screen. There's like blood and guts and ooze and shit flying everywhere. It looks like his skull's breaking, but it's actually just a watermelon.
Brooke showed me the trick of taping some watermelons together, putting some blood and some slime in them, and I had no idea it was going to work out so well. When he slammed that thing, those things exploded.
And he takes the case and goes bam, bam, bam.
The head smashing in part was so cool, like the chunks of watermelon flying up.
It looked real. It looked disgusting.
It's probably number 2 on my list. Joe Caban's face rip kill. I gotta be honest, my favorite kill in the movie, and man, that's tough because there's so many great ones.
The coolest scene in the entire film. I mean, hands down.
And I can't believe it worked the way it did.
Bringing Joe into the prop shop and getting to mold his face on set.
They did a full cast of my face. They just lie you down and they put this green stuff on your face and they let it set. It felt like it was 10 hours, but they told me it was 45 minutes.
And man, they put that on his face, and we realized that when you pull it off, Joe has a big beard.
You can't exactly, apply a skin face like that to somebody who has a beard.
And I'm just like, this is a problem. What are we gonna do? We didn't think about this. And then Joe's like, I'll shave it. I'm like, you shave it?
You want me to shave it?
He's gonna have
Well, he's gonna have
these sponges.
And then
Yeah,
we can go down.
Let's shave it. I gotta let your razor right next door. It'll be better, dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
Shave it,
That's what I'm talking about, babyface Santana.
How long has he had that beard? Probably 15 years. Had to shave his face for the first time in over a decade.
So I go into Pete's bathroom and he gets me his big clippers and we're shaving my beard off, and they slap the rest of the red glue on.
Jason Brooks had actually shown me something that I hadn't heard of before called Ultra Slime. That stuff is disgusting.
Jason Brooks is saying, when I rip the face off, I want to press the face against the door so the Duke sees it.
I really like the idea of looking through this window and then ripping the face off, but then showing it to him.
And the way the eyelash it hits like right against that piece of the glass, and the way it slides down was phenomenal.
Q's screaming on the background. It's easy to start crying because you hear him, and then you just hit the floor and stop breathing, and that was it.
For as much as you want to say, he seems to be the most innocent character in the film. So to see him have a connection with Duke,
and that is built up over time, and to see the Duke react to it in such a way.
You know, I ended up crying because of how the Duke was reacting to it, so that really hit me.
It hurts to see him cry and scream out to Jason.
It was like Jason doesn't talk, but that was his way of saying F you to the Duke.
not only did I take your friend, but here's his face on the window. Is such a great moment to me.
That's why it's my favorite kill.
Julian! No! Julian! You piece of shit! No! When I get out of here, you gotta remember me! You hear me? You gotta remember me!
Yo,
I want each one of your guys' opinions, if I can.
that was he had to bounce because he's going to watch the ball drop with his wife and my nephews.
Where's he at?
He's in Colorado, so he's 2 hours behind me.
Yeah. What'd you think, bro?
But I'm gonna tell you what he said first.
Okay, cool.
He said, "Tell Peter I said he has to see this. That Henry's saying I got to see this movie."
That's it. Yeah.
He said he can tell that from that behind the scenes that everybody involved in this film loves horror and loves Friday the 13th, and he can't wait to see the movie. He's like a diehard. And yo, that shit was just like, I was like, oh my god. I love behind the scenes stuff. I love seeing like the fun stuff behind the curtain, because it just, for me, it makes me enjoy it and love it even more, because I'm like, they put so much behind this amazing, awesome freaking film, like this passion, this everything behind it, and you're wondering how certain things happen, like how, and then it's like you're showing us how, and I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. And so, some things, and no disrespect because I don't know how to word it, but some things seem, when you see it, you're like, oh my god, how did they do that? And it's so much simpler than you thought it was.
100%.
And then other things you see, you're like, oh, that had to be easy. You're just like, wait, what the fuck? What? That took 30 hours to make? Really?
Like the weed eater kill is probably $5,000 between flying her there and back, the body cast, but making the weed eater, making her whole body, buying the guts, getting the blood, all that shit was like $5 grand. And that kill that I wanted to be the best kill ever, to like replace the part 7 one that we never saw, came out the worst, as far as it didn't go the way we planned it. You know, and then other ones like Strang's hand. Well, I'm just sitting there, I'll rip his hand off, and it'll, okay, that sounds cool, but the way they made the hand and the way we did it turned out better than I thought. So it's like you said, some things turn out different. You never know.
Yeah, and it still finds a way to work though, because even like what you said, if that's wasn't your favorite kill, it still makes that conversation of, like, for you that may be your least favorite kill, but for a fan that may be their favorite kill in the whole movie.
It's like, one of my favorite kills, especially when the bullet drops after she swallowed it earlier, which is the scene from The Crow, because I love The Crow, so I put that in there. Fire it up, and then she swallows the bullet. So that I love that, and I love the fact that people don't know that we cut out the bottom, and that's right. It was $1,600 worth of plexiglass because I wanted the same shot from part 3 when the guy was doing the handstand and gets killed. So I wanted to pay homage to 3 with that shooting from underneath with plexiglass.
Oh shit!
Yeah, a lot of things like that people don't know, but I know, you know. So yeah.
I think we got to talk behind the scenes, man, because this whole watch party thing I wanted to do, I think it'd be fun to kind of have you explain some things to some fans.
100%. You can even pause it and we can go into it. Yeah.
Because because there's some dope things. Like me as a fan of film, I love when I get to talk to a director, producer, actor, whoever was a part of that film. I don't care what you did, as long as you're a part of that film. Just that their experiences, because everybody's experience is different, and there's people who I've talked to who like acted and directed, and they love one more than the other. Some people love to direct and don't really care for the acting portion of it, but they did it to get their foot in the door. I love hearing their perspectives from film in general, even a film they didn't work on, just a film how they watch movies, because I'm sure it's a little bit different. I'm sure I watch movies a little bit different as a podcaster than say just someone that's just a horror fan,
right?
That just watches them, because it's like you got to kind of think of a discussion and all this other stuff. And I'm sure as a director, I'm sure you look at film a little different than you did just as a fan, which can be, even as a podcaster to a different extent, it can be good and bad. Instead of just like sitting back and enjoying a movie, you're like analyzing it too much.
Good and bad. And back to your point on the acting. Acting's the easiest thing as far as it's one thing. Not saying it's easy, but it's one thing. Here's my script, my character. I can work on this one thing. Me writing, directing, produce every prop, every item, everything on the wall, every color I made and put on skids here and shipped it to Seattle. And then had to figure in my mind in 3D draw rooms and where it's going to go. And dude, insane amount of work that we did in 110 days. So I basically hated, like, I loved writing because it came pretty easy those 3 days to write it. But the producing and the directing and dealing with personalities and people's bullshit is not easy. And really, you hate yourself like the whole time. It was 16-hour days, then 21 hours. I slept 13 hours in 8 days. And that all sucked. And then you got to do the editing, then the premiere. But when it's done, it's better than acting, because it's like you brought so many people together. And like Jessica, how many roles she got after this, and everybody's succeeding and everybody loves it and fans love it. So now you become like a father figure. So that part you never get unless you like wrote it and directed it, you know?
That's awesome. See, that's awesome right there, though. And I can tell you have a passion for it, just by the way you always discuss it and talk about it. Every conversation we've had discussing this, and this is something people, when you come on here with indie films, I'm not taking shots at anybody, but this is a very intelligent way of coming on to promote a film. No matter what part of the film you're on, if you're a part of a film, I think you should really promote it like it's your baby, and just don't be shy about it. Just come on here, talk about it, discuss it. Don't be shy about it. Like there's a few people that have came on here who are real shy about it, and just you like, it was almost like pulling teeth with some. Yeah. I've had some come on here that were just kind of shy, and it was just because they were younger and all that. And then the next time they came on, they were just like an open book. It was, which I get that, but then some were just kind of. It's like you're in the movie. I'm the type of person, if I'm in a movie for 30 seconds, everybody that I know, everybody that I don't know is gonna know I'm in that damn movie for 30 seconds. The last 30 seconds of the movie before the credits come off, that's me. Just wait.
I think it's easy with me too because I'm a marketer. So I think that's part of it that makes it easier. But Dadpool right here, I'll be there also. Dadpool, I'll also be at that Scream Fest in New York.
Nice.
Yeah. And thanks for liking that.
When is that?
Man, I forgot.
From New York.
March?
That's where Scarecon used to be.
Was it Vernon, New York?
Vernon, New York, yeah. Over near like the Turning Stone and stuff.
Oh, okay. I've been to Scarecon. I used to go there. You said you went, right?
I used to go a lot, yeah. Damn, we never crossed.
I smoked weed with Jason Lively.
That's awesome.
There. We went in the bathroom, we smoked weed. I didn't know who he was. Oh, I knew he was Ross from National Lampoons. And then he's like, yeah, you know my sister. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, my sister, Blake Lively. And I'm like, what? I never thought about it, you know? And then I was like, how is she's married to what's his name? Deadpool. What's the fuck's his name?
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. So I go, hey, how's Ryan Reynolds? And he goes, hey, I want to say he's a dick, but the guy's fucking awesome. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, yo, do you know what, Dadpool? I know exactly what you're talking about now. I know what you're talking about now with the Scream Fest. Yes. I plan on being at that. I don't know if I'm gonna get a table or not, but I plan
That'd
on
be
being.
great.
I plan on
That'd be
being at
great.
that. My wife, we're definitely talking about that.
Have you gotten tables at places before?
Yeah, I've gotten. I used to do Scarecon, as a matter of fact. Scarecon was awesome because what they did was for podcasters, they would let us get a free table for the weekend. You had to pay for power, but you got a table and 2 media passes, 2 chairs, and then if you wanted power and extra chairs, you had to pay for that, which is cool. But just that alone is dope. And then
Yeah.
they just wanted you to host the panels. And I'm like, okay, so you
Right.
want me like I got to host a panel for Friday the 13th Part 7 cast, which is my favorite one. Like, so you want me to go on stage with them and talk? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm sign me. I would pay for this experience, and you want me to just do this as like you're helping us out? Hell, sign me up every freaking time. That stuff is so fun.
That's like
Just give-
Scarefest in Lexington, Kentucky, when it was the Part 7 reunion, and he asked me to come. He's like, "Can you come? Because you did basically Part 7, and just hang out with all them and everything." I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" And then they showed our movie. They even showed Fall of Camp Blood, but I had to leave that day to a full theater with IMAX, like 100 feet. It's so much different like that, you know. It was just fucking awesome. It's one of those pinch me moments. I think I posted the video. I was sitting with Terry Kaiser. We were watching his scene, and I was looking at him, looking at the scene, like, how the fuck is this happening right now? You know,
I mean, I would love to have an experience like that, but like my best ones or some of my favorite ones, like I had Ken Sagos on the podcast a couple times. Such a nice guy. Like I remember at
Two things:
Scarecon.
one, super nice. Two, he's a lot smaller than I would think he would be. Because when I was younger, he seemed like a big jack dude, but he's not that big.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we met him at me and my wife met him at Scarecon a few years ago, and my brother, I think earlier that year, had moved out to Colorado, and it was either and he happened to be working that day, and so we were talking to Ken Sagos. He ended up calling him and talking to him on his lunch break, which was awesome. And I was talking to him, and I was like, hey. I was like, I'd love to get you on my podcast sometime. I had my equipment there, but I just meant just in general. I didn't mean necessarily then.
Right.
And he was like, he didn't know what it was. So I explained to him what it was. He was like, yeah. He's like, you know what? He's like, give me a half hour. I'll come right over. I was like, awesome. And he came right over, hung out for about a half hour. And I brag about this. I'm proud of this. I bought Ken Sago some fried chicken, and he loved it. Like that. That's something to be proud of. That's something to be super proud of. Like if you bought anybody like for some fried chicken, a horror icon of, or even if someone that you're friends with in the business, you're gonna tell that story. Like, yeah, I bought some fried chicken.
Yeah.
Kane Hodder for you, for example. Yeah,
I bought Kane. I've drank with Kane. I've bought him dinner. We hung out. I mean, same kind of thing, 100%. Ken Sagos, motherfucker. It sucks how they killed them. 4 could have been so much better if they didn't kill off the whole crew in the beginning. From 3.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Scarecon was awesome, man.
That's where it was, Massachusetts. Yeah.
Yeah, they had one there, and they had one in New York.
Yeah, last one, the VIP when I was with Lively and Felissa Rose and Kane. Oh, the Scarecon I was at, I have it on video, was when oh my god, who played the clown from fucking House of a Thousand Corpses?
Oh, Sid Haig.
Sid Haig sang. There was a band playing, and Sid Haig grabbed the mic. I have the video, and he started singing, dude. That was like right before he got sick, and he died like a couple years later.
That's amazing, man. Oh my god, I have so many great memories at cons, and just so many fun times. And what makes it doper for me is like my wife is really into horror, and she really loves cons.
Yeah.
And then Henry, my brother, which we'll be gaming in a little while, but he's the same way. Like he really loves horror and really loves cons. So like when we all go and get to hang out, and then you meet other people that are just like you're there. There's no bickering, there's no arguing. You're there because for the love of horror. And for the good movies and the bad movies and the movies in between, like it's fun having those conversations, and everybody's literally just there just for that. There's no, everything else is outside. Like everything, it's like as soon as you come in those doors, all the other nonsense is just left right outside, and it's
100%. And I'm such a fanboy too, especially when people cosplay. I'm like running right up to them and shit. They had the one from fuck, my brain is gone today. I've been dieting. Not Tales from the Crypt. Oh, a Creep Show with the box with the monster. That was at Monster Mania. They had the real fucking monster in the box. Open, you could take a picture with it. I was like, oh shit. Another time, a girl had remember the stuff?
Mm-hmm.
One of the containers of the stuff. Like, people don't even know about that film. I love shit like that, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
And oh man, I was talking to Henry about this earlier, as far as because you mentioned the stuff like films that I feel should have a remake versus other films that have a remake, like something like The Stuff, because it was a fun film. Not many people know about it. I don't know how well it would do, but just something in that realm or like that relevancy as far as what people know. Maybe not that exact movie, but I feel there's some movies that are in there. Pumpkinhead, I feel The Gate. That's a good one. The Gate. I'll say Pumpkinhead even, because Pumpkinhead people
They made,
know
like, 4 or 5 of them.
too much. You know what I mean? Everybody knows Michael, Jason, Freddy. We all love them, and I want to see more of them. I can't help myself.
Yeah.
Besides Halloween Ends,
you know what's crazy about it? I never talked to you about Ends, right? Now, if somebody saw, I went live when I got out of the movie theater with Ends, and I said, listen, if you are looking for a Michael film, this is a Halloween film. It's one of the worst. It's in the bottom 2 or 3. If you're looking for a Michael film, it's by far the worst. Like for Michael. I said, but if you're talking about a movie that you could remove from itself as acting and directing, it's like a 7, 8. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the Michael thing, the Ends was so bad with Michael that I say this to everyone. I want to hear your opinion. It ruins that trilogy for me, where I don't even want to go back and watch the other 2 now. And I was watching them 1 and 2, even though Kills went overboard with Evil Dies Tonight and shit. It was cool shit in there. And if 3 was great, we'd be talking about that trilogy forever. Now that Ends was so anticlimactic, so shitty, it made Michael look so weak. It's like, I don't even want to watch the other 2 anymore.
I'm going to even go one. I'll do it even a little bit more. I wasn't that crazy about Kills. Like,
me neither. Just I like the kills in it though, like the fireman scene and the other one.
Yes, like the kills in it were awesome, but as far as like movie wise, I didn't really. It wasn't. I just like the first one. 2018 was the only one I really enjoyed. Like between the kills and the actual story, I can watch Kills again because of the awesome kills in it. But Ends, it was just. We were talking. Here's another thing we were saying earlier. Had they introduced the Corey character, either in the 2018 version or in Kills, it might not have been as, it might not have been as bad. Because
him beating him hand to hand and
it was
fucking mess from a guy who wiped out an entire fire department. Like
exactly.
I know he's older, he's hurt, he's in the fucking thing. It's just, but why tell that side? I mean, that he could beat him by hand to hand.
It was too easy.
Was a dork.
It was too easy.
Yeah, just too easy. You only put it in there to make him look stupid. I don't understand it. You know?
And then like after that, Lori beat him pretty damn easy, and then they just put him in the meat grind, or not the meat grinder, but they grinded him up, the car crusher, and that was it. That was kind of just.
It was the worst. It was the worst for Lori too. Besides him, it's like you wanted to have both their endings mean something. I wanted them both to die actually, like together.
Like if you kept the way he died, it would have been better if he pulled her in.
Yeah.
At the very least, I mean, I would rather have a better kill than that in general for both of them to kind of die off on. But it would have been better if he pulled her in.
But they tried to make it real, like stoic. I mean, how the fuck does the whole town show up right after she kills him in the house? Like literally, the whole fucking town's driving from her house.
Exactly, and they're just carrying. He's fucking body surfing at one point. I'm like, what is this shit? Like he's not gonna wake up at all.
Cool moment, right? So I'm with my boys. We always go. There's a bunch of knuckleheads. We go and watch Halloween, and we're sitting there watching Halloween. I didn't know that this girl was going to be in it. And right before that, the week before that, I posted the picture of me and Diana Prince. She's from the Joe Bob show.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? Darcy, the mail girl. So she's on that, and she's been in other stuff, and she was a former adult star. And so the week before, I posted a picture of me on set when I was dead, my face was ripped off, and I had the white eyes. All of a sudden, she shows up in fucking Halloween Ends. She was the girl at the DJ station, and all my boys, dude, lean down the road like this, yo, and they're like, yeah, you was with her, yeah. And I was like, that's cool, dude.
She was also in Terrifier 2.
Yeah,
for a brief, which is just awesome. Which is just all like I love seeing stuff like that all the way across the board. And
that kill in Halloween Ends rips the dude's tongue out. They being a director making a movie, I don't know how many times they must have got that so that it just skipped over the tongue and kept playing. That must have been fucking hard. I don't know how they did that.
That was dope. That was dope.
Yeah,
like it had some cool elements in it with the kills, but overall, that was just. If you're watching it, like say if you don't know the Halloween story, if you're not watching it for Halloween, if you're just watching it just as a basic horror movie, like you said, not a bad movie. Not a bad movie. It wasn't bad acting. None of that shit, but it just.
Yeah. It's not a non-Halloween film. It's not Michael. It's just so fucking weird.
I feel like I would have been more upset about that film if I was like how I feel about Friday the 13th, how much I love that. If that was how I felt about Halloween, I would have been furious.
That's why I get it. What if Halloween they come out with a trilogy now? Imagine that. And the first one is spot the fuck on, like 2018 was.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, holy shit. And then part 2, okay, not what you wanted, but Jason was brutal. And then if part 3, a little boy went in and beat up Jason and took his mask, I would fucking shoot somebody.
I wouldn't even count.
So I get it. I get why people are fucking pissed,
Like I don't know how I would take that, because I was like, yo, yeah, I see
part 5. That's what they did to us with 5. That's how pissed I was about 5.
Part 5, I wasn't like, because I watched part 5 when I first seen it, of course, as a kid. It didn't bother me too much. I don't think I even caught on to it. And then when I watched it as an adult, similar to similar to Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, I kind of watch it as like that standalone type kind of thing.
Yeah, but Season of the Witch didn't try to fool you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I never told you Michael was in Season of the Witch.
No, but what I was going to go back to that with was, it didn't try to fool you. Yeah, but with Jason, yes, it tried to fool you. But I like how it's still like it messed with Tommy in a sense. Like it messed with his. It was more of a mindfuck movie than anything, if you really think about it with him.
The movie would probably be in the top 5 if it was a Jason.
Yes.
Yeah. Because great score, one of the best scores of any of the series.
I honestly, for me, if I was to redo my list, it's like in the middle for me.
Same here.
It's in the middle.
I used to have it at the end, but it's like, okay, am I judging it on Jason or the movie? Because you got to define that. Otherwise, it's it could be at the end for you. It used to always be, dude. Out of all the masks I got, 5 was the one I wouldn't get because I was just so hurt. Because 1 through 4, I don't know how old you are. I'm 46. 1 through 4 was like the best story ever. You know what I'm saying? And then 5 happened to just fucked everything, and they lied to you. And I was like, why the fuck would they do that? The audience was so pissed that's why they labeled Jason Lives as part 6 to let you know that he's back in it. Because they were so pissed because of 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Part 7, which part 7 is my favorite. Not many people's favorites, but it's mine for whatever fucking reason. I have no clue. Besides my favorite look of it, but just
the last 15 minutes, bro. The stunt work by Kane. Oh my god.
Yeah, phenomenal. But I mean, as a kid, I don't understand all that, and I feel like it may have just been one of the ones that was just played so much on the USA Network. It was because it was one of the more popular ones at the time.
He's so brutal too.
So much, yeah. You just see it so much, and you're just like, "Oh, this is awesome!" And then you finally get to see, like, finally got to see it on VHS and then DVD, and you're like, "Okay, this is even better than just watching on the USA Network." I know it's not as gory as we want it to be, but it was. Oh my gosh!
We took the horn from 7 too. Remember the kid, the couple was having sex in the van, and he got killed with horn. We 3D reprinted that horn in that scene where Brent gets killed through the half wall. He's holding the horn.
Yep, I remember that from the thing we just watched. From the thing we just
So
yeah, I
trying to throw a lot of
definitely
those in.
shit. Friday the 13th. I can't wait. That's gonna be fun as hell. I'm excited for that now.
So what are you gonna do? Vengeance 1, 2, and Rosebud?
I'm gonna try to. Yeah.
If you want, we can have people jump in and out. I can get Brooks to come in and out. I can get Tina, I can get a bunch of people.
It wouldn't be on this though. It would be on Stream Lounge, which is very similar to this, but basically like how we're in the big right there. That's where the movie would be, and then it would be more of a similar thing to like this. That would be the look more like this.
Yeah, we did that on what's the other one? The duck symbol.
StreamYard.
Yeah, same thing.
Think about that. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's gonna be a good time. I can't wait for that shit. That's gonna be
I can get a bunch of people to come in and out like throughout the process, like some of the makeup effects people, the actors, like stuff like that. So that'll be kind of cool. Yeah,
be dope. And again, this is another way I want to connect with indie more, just to because I feel like Stream Lounge. I feel like is especially if you have your movies out on YouTube and stuff, it's a perfect way to kind of do something with the fans, and it's a way to do it to where. I mean, it's easy to connect with people all from home because people, I mean, I know you want to do premieres and all that. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but there's times, everybody can't always get out there, finances or whatever the case may be. But if you can just connect from home, or shit, some days you just don't want to put any pants on. Do a watch party and just kind of talk with the fans and all that.
Yeah.
Have a premiere. Boom.
I remember you told me to stream.
Great idea. I think it's a great idea. Great way to connect with people. And it's fun. Like I've been doing it for the past few months now, just watching different movies and shows and shit, and having a great time with it.
And you were telling me you can grab it free from anywhere.
So, well, what it is so the Stream Lounge platform is free, and then like the stuff on YouTube, like the free stuff on YouTube is free.
Right,
And
so mine
Tubi is
will-
free. But like as far as like Netflix and all that, you have to have Netflix. So like say if I'm showing something on Netflix, you would have to have Netflix to watch it.
But you don't get shut down, so that's great.
Yeah, so you don't get shut down. So it's you
Yeah.
don't get shut down. And then, but the thing is, like you can watch it with so many different people. So it's like and again, it's easier. But not even if you want to connect with like family that's out of state or whatever. Hey, let's all watch such and such movie and kind of have some fun like we used to as kids, and just kind of another way to, It only works on computers, though. People, I think eventually they will have it on phones and stuff. But do you really want to watch a whole movie on your phone?
Yeah, I couldn't get on yours from my phone. This thing right here.
Really?
It said you have the wrong software. I'm like, software? It's an iPhone 13. Like, what else do you want? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
it's usually with that, like when I send it through Facebook, because it wants you to open it up through a browser instead of trying to open up through, like, when you try to open up a link in Facebook Messenger, it opens it through Messenger instead of like opening it through a browser automatically. So you have to hit those 3 lines and hit whatever browser you have on your iPhone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, because somebody else was saying they had that same issue before. It's tough. Like I apologize for this, people. I don't know from the other end because I'm not on that end of receiving the things. So it's a little tougher for me to kind of. But that's what I was told from others that had that same issue.
What is that picture, what is that alien demon thing? What's that from?
Oh, my brother made that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I grab it. Let me grab it right here. So, actually, this is awesome right here. Right. So.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, he made that out of clay.
What, the red shit is clay too?
No, my nephew made me like a bracelet thing, and I just put it on this as a necklace.
Yeah, that's cool, dude.
But so quick story with that. Brother lives out in California. Haven't met in person yet, but we're gonna be supposed to be meeting. He's supposed to be coming out here, the last week of May.
So not Henry, another brother.
Another brother, yeah. Henry grew up here. So this Henry, me and him, we just know each other since second. You know how that's family. That's my brother. But this one is actually my blood brother, the one that's out in Cali.
Oh, okay.
And he used to work for Disney. Like, he's done a lot of dope shit, and he made that. And the funny thing was, like, so one day he messaged me on Facebook, and he was like, "Hey, Aaron, what's your address? I'm gonna send you something." And it was that.
Oh wow.
And then like, this was around the time when I was starting to get my podcast going, get my podcast together, and come up with a logo and stuff. And I was like, would it be cool if I use this as a logo? He was like, do whatever you want. That's yours. That's for you. Do it. So now I'm just like, so now it means even that much more to me. And then he went back and then like updated the logo thing for me, like the actual logo to look nicer and cleaner on the computer, and did that for me. So I'm like, this is dope. But
it is dope.
So yeah, so I'll be meeting him the end of May. And that same week, I was planning on going to, I wanted to, go to Carolina Fear Fest, but I'm obviously not doing that because something more important came up. But maybe next time.
What
Carolina,
came up more important?
That's the same week my brother's
your
coming
brother
to.
got it.
Yeah, that same exact week. So I'm like, I've been waiting to meet my brother for my whole life since I heard about him. So horror convention will be there. I'll be there the next time.
So same father?
Yep.
Yep.
Same dad. But I'm excited, man. I'm so freaking excited for that.
And like it all.
It's very similar. Like, I look more, like my wife's told me, I look more like him than any of my other siblings. She's like, you finally look like one of your siblings. I was starting to question things. I'm like,
you know, I never knew. There's two things I never knew. When I played ball, I was always, I guess I'm half white, but whatever. I look white. I always played ball. I was the only athletic kid, so it was always blacks and everything. And I never realized two things. One, that once I got online, there's always ball busting going on from dark skin and light skin, and dude, they go at each other hard, ball busting.
I do it all the time. Yo, me and Henry do it all the time because he's light skinned, and me, I'll make the joke because I'm like, listen, I call myself medium. Like, the dark skins and light skins don't accept me, so I'm medium. But all the joke, I love those jokes to where, which some people, I mean, I know with people there is racism into it, which is stupid. But I'm just talking about just the ball busting the joke. It's hilarious. Because with light skins, you always make them sound like soft.
It's hilarious, bro. They're like light skinned guys. They like blow on hot chips before they eat them.
Like, Yo, there was a meme that said light skinned guys close the refrigerator with their hips and go boop. I was rolling. I was rolling. Uh-oh, are we losing you?
Was
Oh, man.
red bone. I never knew what red bone meant. So my boy was like, what does that mean? He's like, oh, it's a light back, and they used to call it bones. I was like, what? I never knew that.
Me either.
You there?
Just the yeah, I'm still here. Uh-oh.
It's just delayed, I think.
If anything, try backing out and then coming back in, and I'll let you back in. Maybe that'll fix it. Just
Okay,
like
hold
leave
on.
link.
I just closed everything, so I'm fine.
Oh. You still there? Uh-oh. New Killer Tomatoes movie. Oh, 1 second, people. 1 second. Yeah, thanks for dropping in, man. Had a great time. I'm about to wrap this one up anyway because I'm about to start playing some PS4. But have a great night, and let's definitely link up soon. We'll talk about that Friday the 13th thing. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm actually going to everywhere you see me live right now. I'm gonna be right back in a little bit. I'm gonna go potty. I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna start playing some PS4 and just kind of enjoy some of this new year. Starting this new year strong and fun and happy. And I hope you guys are having an amazing new year. Happy New Year to every single one of you guys. Thank you guys for all of your support. All the awesome links are in the description. And remember to support the fight and let's help Danae. And let's all help each other. Let's help our guy AJ out there as well. Click those GoFundMe's if you can afford to donate. Please donate. At the very least, if you can donate, share. If you can't share, or if you can donate or not, please share the links. Let's get the word out there. Let's help out. Let's be about compassion and help and positivity in 2023. But I'm gonna get on out of here, you guys. I'll see you in your nightmares. Happy New Year again. Thank you guys for being here. I can't wait to do more. Peace. Oh, trying to end it.